Welcome back to the Comics Aficionados, the best damn comic book podcast and YouTube show on all the interwebs. Of course, we'll be talking about all the nerd stuff. We got lots of comic book news. This was kind of the week for Marvel, DC, and the other publishers to get the information out there so they can go on holiday break. We're just waiting on the Marvel solicitations for March 2022, and I guess they'll probably be done for the most part. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about. There was a movie that debuted this week that some people have been looking forward to, associated with a little-known Marvel character, which obviously we're going to get into that as well. I do want to say thank you, first of all, to everybody for all the well wishes and the messages that I got regarding the typhoon that we had. Fortunately, here where I am, we were not nailed by the typhoon. We've only got kind of the outskirts of it, and it wasn't all that bad. But unfortunately, it did hit Cebu, which is one of the bigger cities here in the Philippines. And that is where we get our electricity from. So it is absolutely affecting us now. I'm on generator power. So if you see me leave, that means the generator run out and we needed more fuel. Hopefully that doesn't happen. We refueled it right before we started. So we should be good. And I do want to say once again, thank you very much. And a quick reminder, if you have no plans on Christmas morning, we will be live right here on Thinking Critical with a special Christmas show. Drew, you're going to be there, right, buddy?
I'll be here. Yeah, absolutely.
This guy loves
I like my family, but not as much as I love comics.
Exactly. All right, so I guess we'll send it to Drew first. You got your Born of Blood Kickstarter going on right now, as well as you guys were just at C2E2. How's everything going at Comics Elite?
Things are going crazy busy right now. I mean, not only are we finalizing Born of Blood, we have a couple more covers to come out, but we have to get all the orders ready to be shipped out from C2E2. We got a lot of signed stuff. And Sean's getting his Artist Elite comic stuff ready for the beginning of the new year, and it's nonstop work. Can't stop, won't stop.
Well, sounds exciting. Did you get to meet anybody cool at C2E2? Did you meet CM Punk? That's the big question.
I did not get a chance to meet CM Punk, but I did get to meet Garth Ennis, and that was life-changing. Yes.
Was it?
Yes.
You now hate superheroes too?
Not yet.
All right, so we've got a lot of great people in here. It looks like I've seen Joe Corralo. We got Skip, MVP, who was also just on the channel last week. Shane Holla from the Comic Book Clubhouse. David Smith. All the good people are in here. I think I've seen Tevye Smoke as well. Lane Kramer, a little super chat. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. The Kenneth Dowling Knight rises again.
Yes.
Welcome back to the show, Kenneth. Oh my goodness.
Love
Man,
it.
when that movie came out, we were doing that at work for like 2 weeks. Like, what is it? Sounded like morons.
Oh my goodness.
How you been, Kenneth? You doing all right?
I'm doing wonderful. Up here grinding, working at my new job, and that's fun. Mortgage loans.
Sounds like that. You better watch out. The Joker's going to try and get in there and steal your money.
All right, yeah, you steal everything.
That to happen.
or Bane will try to do it and do some cockamamie scheme, and then people ride on motorcycles and all that stuff. But anyway, yeah. So I'm here to join you guys, talk comics, talk movies. I got Spider-Man comics. I got Spider-Man shirts right here. I'm a Spider-Man mindset, baby. Let's go.
Absolutely. And then, now people will notice that there is a missing panel member. Carrie from that Nerdygirlcreates. That Nerdygirl. I think it's Nerdygirlcreates. I was confused. Mixed her up with that Star Wars girl. Nerdygirlcreates Carrie is supposed to be here, but there is a power outage in the Pittsburgh area as well. So we're hoping that she makes it at some point during the live stream. But if not, go reach out to her on social media and say, hey, hope you're doing all right. Who else we got here? We've got... Who the hell's the new guy in the bottom? Fresh faced. Like, we don't normally allow teenagers on the show.
No minors on the
comics.
stream.
Jeez.
Hi, I'm Yule. I own Fantastic Comics in Berkeley, California. I have a YouTube show like everybody. It's Fantastic Comics. And I'm here to talk about everything other than No Way Home. Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You skip on that one. Have you seen Skip? He was supposed to come up and visit. Was he able to make it?
No, he didn't make it yet. But if he shows up tomorrow, we're having a sale on back issues and trade paperbacks. So there you go.
What if he
Oh,
brings you a caramel
yes.
macchiato? Does he get like a venti caramel macchiato? Does that even?
I've never had one of those, so hopefully it's good. But I'll take it. I need some coffee in the morning, in the afternoon,
So
at night.
what kind of discounts? Is it 50% off? Buy one, get
No,
one?
we're just doing a 20% off right now on the trades, on the back issues. Although there's going to be a, I think it's the 19th of January. There's going to be no comic books coming in, basically. And I think I'm going to do something wild for that week.
What do you mean
So
no
there you
comic
go.
books? Like no one's releasing comics on 19 January?
I was looking at the FOCs for, is it for the 19th? I forget what it was, but yeah, basically, I was doing the FOC yesterday and there was nothing for DC at all. It's just Ahoy and a few other scout type things, but
Drew and I are going to have an interesting show that week.
Yes.
We try to do the best of the week.
I think there's going to be like nothing coming out basically that week. So I
Maybe
think
we
I'm
can
going to
go back in the Wayback Machine and
too.
Maybe Doc and I will talk about Commanders in Crisis if there's nothing bad enough. You know what I mean? All right, Doc, how you doing, buddy?
I'm here. I'm on very, very little sleep, but no, I'm here.
It's because you got that new girlfriend, right? Yeah, you know what I mean,
actually,
Doc. Do you know what I'm getting at? I'm getting at that you and
we were making the beast with two backs. Yes, that's
the beast.
That's
with
what
backs.
If that's where you're going with this, then the answer is yes. I was getting that.
Oh,
Congratulations,
ready cake, but
Bravo.
that's me.
Jeez.
But no, in fact, it was actually mostly me sitting up drunk with friends last night. So
Did
after
you have a bonfire? That's the question.
yeah, actually we did.
How'd I call that one?
So
Yes,
yeah,
I just know the people's here. So
exactly.
Let's get right into this. There was a podcast appearance by one Grant Morrison talking about their time on Batman, Superman, and the Authority. And apparently Dan Didio during 5G, the plan was, and we'd heard rumors about this, that they Dan Didio and DC Comics wanted to make Clark Kent Superman a right-wing authoritarian like figure moving forward. Grant Morrison stepped in and said essentially, you can't do this. That's not the character. And obviously, thankfully they didn't do it, but I don't know, Kenneth, you're more of a Marvel guy, but certainly like no one's ever going to buy this idea of this right-wing authoritarian Superman. There is a sort of version of that in Injustice, and it's supposed to be Elseworlds for a reason, because that's not who Clark Kent is.
Exactly. Like we've been talking. In fact, we talked this last time I was here, and before, it's like when I first researched this and found this out. I mean, finally, there's some reason in DC to where one of our great creators are really understanding this. And it's like, because Grant Morrison, because I know he's like from like Scotland or Ireland, I believe.
Wait, it's Ireland.
Yeah. But it's like you have foreign creators who have more respect for because Superman, yeah, he is an American icon, but they have more respect for American icons than American corporations do. Like, and this is exactly like Injustice. They like, for some reason people want an evil version of Superman because that looks cool, but no, that's not the character. How Grant Morrison utilizes this character is very brilliant. Like, they're using his experience to turn this ragstag, I guess, radical team and steer them off right. That's the character. That's what Superman would do.
I don't know, Doc, you're more of the Marvel aficionado, but even you, the most cynical person I know, knows that Superman can't be whatever it is that Dan Didio was looking for there, right, buddy?
They've been trying to do this across like all of their media for like, they keep playing with this. They did it. They did it in Justice. They started doing it in the Snyderverse. That was where they were going with it. They did it they tried going with it on the Superman and Lois TV show. Them doing it in the comics, especially especially considering what you're actually getting from Tom Taylor on John Kent right now, perfectly aligned. That's exactly what they do. Because now, not only are you taking Clark off Earth and putting him elsewhere, not only are you maybe killing him, you are completely and permanently damaging the character so that, well, he's no longer viable. Only John's left. Now you have to accept John as Superman. That is, they saw all the ways that Marvel failed at getting their fake Xerox copy characters of like their shitty carbon copies over with the fans, because the original one wasn't completely and permanently poisoned. They even tried that on a couple occasions, but they decided, hey, you know what? If we want to make John the Superman for the 21st century, we need to make Clark irredeemable. We have to entirely destroy who he is. It's the only way people will accept John. So yeah, you know what? This is exactly what I would have expected out of that company, because they're that fucking stupid.
Irredeemable's already been done, dude.
Yeah, and it was done by another shitty artist or shitty writer.
Irredeemable's okay.
Yeah.
Mark Waid.
It was injustice before injustice.
Yeah, I know. But my point
we got
is,
Roddy Boy
DC's
Comics
doing
from right here in the Philippines. Hey, aficionados, good evening. I hope you are safe and everything as well in your neck of the wood, Roddy Boy. Thank you very much. Sorry, I had to interject myself.
No, you're fine, dude. I'm happy you're all right over there as well, man.
Yes.
No, but look, ever since Injustice, DC's been trying to make that a thing. Like they just can't get over, like they can't give up the idea of turning Clark authoritarian and evil, just so that they can.
Even in the Snyderverse in the movies, they were toying with it.
That was the point that I was making earlier. Yeah. They did it in Injustice. They did it in the Snyderverse. They did it in the Superman and Lois TV show. Them doing it in the comics is their way to give us no choice. We can't say, fuck it, we're going back to Clark if they fundamentally ruin Clark. Because that's what they've been trying to do. They've been trying to replace all the characters that we actually like with the not problematic modern versions. They've been trying, both publishers, all the publishers have been trying to do this for a fucking decade. It's why you keep getting reboots of shit that was actually popular. And then they change all the aspects of it and wear the name as a fucking skin suit. You see it in TV, you see it in video games, you see it in movies from all across Hollywood. It's the whole same thing. As long as the original version still exists out there and can potentially even be brought back, they can't have that because people will not accept the replacement.
You can encase Wolverine in adamantium, and people will be like, "Nah, I'll just wait for Logan to return." It's like, technically, you can't. You know, once it's set.
Yeah, except they did.
Exactly. We do have Wolfie 3D with the €5 super chat. Evil Superman is a neat one-off Elseworlds take. It has zero long-term storytelling potential if you don't want to flat out kill the character.
And that's like the point I'm making. But that's the point I'm making. They want to flat out kill it because then they can replace it with John. If Superman can still be viable when they're done, like Clark Superman, classic Superman, people won't accept John. They just won't.
Oh, what do you think, Drew? I'm sorry, Yule.
No, it's all right. It's all right.
You know there, Yule.
I was gonna say, does this all stem from that kernel of Dark Knight Returns, where Superman's such a yes man for the Ronald Reagan type character? That he's just always doing what.
That's Frank Miller's take. That was Elseworlds too.
Well, no, not necessarily.
Well, See that
I mean,
was
that's
so
where it
redeemable.
starts from, right?
But that
I mean,
that
and they're
part
just taking it to the. They want to take it to the next logical conclusion, or I think I agree with Doc. Just really piss on the character so much that we have to accept John as the main character.
But in a way, it is killing the character. It's killing essentially who Superman Clark Kent really is. And say if they were to go through with this thing, this would get so much advertisement and everything. But the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about Superman 78 by your boy Robert Venditti, which is exactly what the character is, but doesn't get half of the publicity or the attention. It's a great book, but it's not getting the numbers and it's on to the wayside. And then they stick people with this, whatever this is. Like no one wants a right-wing dictator Superman. So
I don't know,
Well,
Drew.
that's the
Definitely does definitely appears that they're pushing this version of Superman. They're certainly pushing John Kent, where you have this wonderful Superman story that people have been waiting for. This Superman 78, and you hear nothing. You don't even hear a peep about it, unless Robert Venditti's talking about it. You don't know about it.
Yeah, it's disappointing because Sean and me, we review it all the time. We love it. Kyle loves it, but apparently I'm the only one buying it in the store, which is disappointing. That really broke my heart hearing that. But we really need to be thankful that Grant Morrison did step in and say, no, you're not doing this. I mean, that's one of the few times in modern time with Grant, I'm glad he did something that was positive. It's like, no, you're not doing this. It's like, okay.
When Grant
he's not
Morrison
brain fried.
steps in and says, you're going too far, this is going to ruin the character. You might be going way too far.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
But to speak to Drew's point, in fact, I think this is one of the few times where a creator has told the company, wherever, no, I'm not going to do this. Because usually you have these creators. I mean, you have the companies who are like Marvel, they micromanage their creators and everything, and editors always interfering, almost like with the Jonathan Hickman situation with X-Men. But this time, this creator says, no, I'm not going to do this. I know who the character is. And let's not forget, Grant Morrison wrote All-Star Superman, which is considered one of the greatest Superman stories of all time. And also, that's like an Elseworld story as well, right?
Yeah, that was that was when DC was trying to get their own Ultimate Universe. They saw the success of the Ultimate Universe, so they created the All-Star Universe. All of them were going to sort of connect, but you only ended up with like 90% of one series and 100% of another, and 0% of the other ones that were supposed to come out. Because there was the Adam Hughes Wonder Woman that was still supposed to be part
That'd
of
have been
All-Star.
hot. That'd have been real hot.
Oh God, yeah, it would have. I mean, it would have been Adam Hughes writing and drawing a Wonder Woman like 12-inch issue maxi series. All-Star would have been amazing if it would have come out. The problem is it never really it fell apart from the beginning.
I think All-Star Batman and Robin put a wrench in that one.
They
Yes
should
and
still
no.
finish that, I think.
A little too far, feeding rats to Robin. Not a good idea.
I don't disagree there, but I guess my point is that it would have been a huge line.
Yeah, he was DC's Mark Miller at the time, stretching the limits on what you can do with characters.
Yeah. The problem was but the thing is, All-Star Batman still sold like a motherfucker. So it didn't really hurt anything. And All-Star Batman or All-Star Superman sold like a son of a bitch too. The problem was all the books that they planned just never got done. Like they just didn't do them. Like either they didn't pay people or everyone else's shit got prioritized, or the creators were just too damn slow.
I wouldn't trust Adam Hughes to get anything done quite so quick. I mean, that quietly got all that done on time bi-monthly was pretty amazing.
Oh yeah. But I mean, I digress. We're wildly off topic. At this point.
Well, they got the Earth one universe now, which I think is supposed to be that, but it's all graphic novels.
A lot of people in chat are also saying, thanks to Grant Morrison for this. And I think, especially when it comes to DC, if you need to talk to somebody and how to deal with your Silver Age characters, Grant Morrison probably is a real good line of defense to not screw them up. If you, I want to do this with Wonder Woman, and maybe I want to do this with Green Lantern. Maybe go talk to Grant Morrison first. He might say, I don't think you should do that, and then maybe it's a great way to get him to write a book also.
Yeah, he should have been the one that when Tom King was pitching these ideas for Adam Strange and Human Target, that's when he should have been pitching into Grant Morrison. Grant should have been like, no, you're not doing that to Adam Strange. No,
we might have got him writing it instead.
Yeah.
But then you would have gotten the Authority with a right-wing authoritarian Superman.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, it drops off, and then what is Tom King going to be doing?
well, see, here's
better
the thing.
to be Adam Strange.
Tom King is already. You know why they wanted to do a right-wing authoritarian Superman? Because Tom Taylor is in the process of turning John into a left-wing authoritarian Superman. So now they could have just juxtaposed them against each other. That's the reason.
You're already a better Superman than I ever was.
Yeah, exactly. And he's going to go. I mean, you've already seen it in that annual. Well, first of all, he has a whole set of powers that fucking Superman doesn't have. Yeah, he can't speed read. He can't, all that super. You can't. He's no more intelligent than anybody else. And his brain still functions at normal human speed. But my point is here that they knew that they were going to turn John into a left-wing authoritarian, but not admit he was a left-wing authoritarian, because that's where it always goes, because it's about trying to control, but it's going to be all left-wing causes with.
Well, he'll look a lot more center if his father is like way off on the deep end watching Fox News and everything,
Exactly. The whole
Does
point
War
was
World get Fox News? I think it's over there.
no, they only get OAN.
Oh, very good. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I forgot. There's a whole other. You got to go deeper than Fox.
But no, like they wanted to make John super far left because that's where he's going, and at the same time not make it obvious that he's super fucking far left by claiming he was the middle, by making Clark really far to the right. That's what they wanted. It's just been the media approach to framing for politics in a long time. If you actually, but I don't want to get into. Never mind. I don't want to get into that.
Well, and Superman stood for truth, justice, the American way, and I think they want to reframe that as well. They if you're going to stand up and represent America, it's got to be presented in a certain light.
Well, that's the point I'm making. They've already reframed truth, justice, and the American way as what used to be, and for what 50 years or 40, about 50 years, because it was started in the 60s or 70s. They started using truth, justice, and the American way. They've already reframed that as a far right thing, and that was perfectly center for 50 years. So they've reframed that as far right. So making John super far left, they're going to frame him as the middle. And that's the whole point. This was done, Superman as a far right authoritarian and John as a super far left activist authoritarian is done to it's done to reframe it's done as a form of social engineering.
I can see the cover with Cal-El saying American, and John going what better American better way, just
like
arguing with each other,
right? Or like G.I. Joe I'm sorry to talk over you.
No, sorry, you go for it.
Yeah, like G.I. Joe in the 80s. G.I. Joe, American hero. After the 80s, no more.
Not anymore.
What is he? Oh, well, they still have a real American hero comic, right?
They still have that title, but they're
like flashbacks. They're like flashback stories that Larry Hama's writing, so they're not really.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I thought they were because Snake Eyes is a chick and everything.
No,
they do have the series, but the stories that Larry Hama's telling are kind of like one and done flashback stories of like Flint and everyone else.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't read it. It doesn't matter then.
But
Not anymore.
Doc, something you said, you mentioned All-Star Batman and Robin. Another reason that sold somewhere because of Jim Lee's art.
Well, yeah, it did. I mean,
that's
it
part
was,
of the, yeah.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was Frank Miller doing a young version of the Batman that he presented in Dark Knight Returns.
Right.
While at the same time, Frank and Jim together. I mean, yeah. So look, it still was gonna. That book sold like a motherfucker, regardless. And there was a lot of reasons for it. Not necessarily because it was good.
It was all the
it's just
skimpy
still-
outfits that Jim Lee was drawing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing better
that
than
Huntress
G-string on
outfit?
Batman. You know what I mean?
We really need to start doing some comics like that. I mean, you can't just be on Robin's variant covers,
There's a lot of
We need those
sexuality on those covers.
That's right. That's right. Babs knows what's up.
The worst part, Drew, is obviously Grant Morrison was there to step in and save Clark Kent from DC Comics, but nobody's there to step in and save John Kent from Tom Taylor and DC Comics. Apparently, because the character doesn't have enough history, that they think they can just go and, as Doc was kind of alluding to there, he's kind of got some tyrant-like tendencies there, telling his dad what he should be doing. He's got everybody around him affirming him that he's going to be the greatest Superman of all times, as he's going out there and rather than going and saving people, he's going to fight, the patriarchy. He's going to fight for a living wage. It's like, is that what we really want in our superhero comics?
Maybe it's Tom Taylor externalizing his experience at DC right now, where everyone's telling him he's the greatest ever, and Tom Taylor's going to save everyone from Superman and everyone else.
Well, I look at it this way.
I totally agree.
Grant preventing this from happening allows everyone to see exactly what they're turning John into. And the poor sales that are going to result from it will save John himself.
I don't have a problem with John being that way. I mean, every kid not every kid, but kids, get pretty jazzed about things they can't really do anything about until they get, into the system, and then they find out why they can't do necessarily everything. So this is not this is a Superman is able to do it though, and he's young, and trying to be, if you portrayed Superman, Kal-El, as like the dad character, and he's putting his foot down, and it looks like he's being, a little, just a little bit more conservative, maybe more realisticness, and it, in John's point of view is like, it's got to be done now. We got to fix this stuff now. This can't be this way. That would, be a good little give and take and a push and pull and all, but let's just make Superman just make Superman a super dick, and it's easy for John to be the way he is.
Instead, they just gave us a rub and tug instead.
Right.
Yeah. But it doesn't make sense with what these causes he has when we have in this universe. There's plenty of other worlds we can go to. We have gods in this planet who can fix things. It shouldn't be part of the quote unquote problem these superheroes are working on.
They literally have terraforming machines.
Yeah.
They could re-terraform their own fucking planet. I mean, it's not that hard.
Well, that is definitely a problem.
Not only that, but
at least in Marvel, when you don't want to agree with the mutants, they got this great stuff that they're going to give us and everything, but we got to play ball with them. Well, that at least is a reason for you not to accept something, because I don't want to play ball with you. But if Superman is just going out and forcing change on everything, you're right. There's ways to terraform planets in the DCU and all the other stuff,
If you can turn it into a wonderful comic book story, at least speaking for myself, that's what I'm here for. But if you're just doing it to please the times or to make a political statement, I don't want to read that in my comic book. No.
Hey, Doc, I got an idea. What do you think? Hey, we were just talking about the Marvels and the X-Men real quick. You brought it up, we have to play ball with them. What if there was like a Friends of Humanity comic where they're trying to take down the mutants from the inside, trying to stop them, their pharmaceuticals and everything. Each issue is like them trying to sabotage them along the way.
I would love it. They did something similar during the Morrison era where they did that Brotherhood comic. That was
that got canceled quick.
It managed to get to like 18 issues.
No, it got canceled though because of the whole terrorist angle. 2001.
Oh
really,
yeah. They did do
really
that.
did something to us.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's see.
I remember that there was an action or Superman.
It actually got 9 issues. My bad.
Remember when Lex Towers? They had the big LLs, and they got smashed up in 2001.
Yeah.
They were like, "Oh, we gotta. This is a little insensitive."
But on Drew's idea, there's a reason why I was a really big fan of Stormwatch Team Achilles.
I love that
series
came
out.
Oh, that one was
because
such a good book.
It was specifically about this exact thing. You had the Authority running around basically trying to rule the fucking world. And Stormwatch Team Achilles was literally a team of humans built around killing superheroes. I mean, that's why I like The Boys too. Like the comic version of it, because it was a bunch of humans that teamed up to figure out ways to kill superhumans that went too far. Now, there was a problem with Stormwatch Team Achilles in that Micah Ian Wright was a fucking stolen valor liar. And that's what he sold the book.
Man, they ended that. Oh,
dude,
so upsetting.
The final issue is only available in a PDF script online. They never even they punished the fans by not giving us the final.
They said we aren't putting any more out because he was not really, like you said, a stolen valor dude.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh man, this sucks so bad because it was one of those underrated, under the radar kind of comics. And you're lucky if you get 12, 24 or an ending to it. And then this had to happen. And it was like so upsetting.
Yeah. Issue 23 comes out. Oh, and issue 24 solicited as the final issue. The whole news breaks. They're like, yeah, we're not publishing it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, fuck you. Like that. The art has got to be done somewhere.
Yeah, that C.P. Smith was doing it, I think.
He was. And the script was available for download. I've read the script.
Well, if you can get enough servicemen to sign a petition, maybe we can get that made.
Yeah.
It will get put together with the rest of All-Star Batman also.
Yeah. Except for I think the ink, the pencils are probably done for that. Stormwatch Team Achilles 24.
Sure.
But no.
Let's get back onto this here.
That's exactly what I would have loved to see, Drew. That'd be a great fucking comic. Kill the fucking X-Men.
The good thing that has come out of all this stuff is that it feels like Philip Kennedy Johnson has taken some lemons and made lemonade out of it. Is War World Saga story where Superman takes the Authority to War World. It's actually been pretty good.
It is. Oh, I'm sorry, Drew.
Oh no, it was like, who was that too? Okay. Yeah, it's been really damn good, and I'm really hoping he doesn't bring back up the Superman being killed every single time, like he was in Future State, then being resurrected to only be killed again. I'm hoping that doesn't happen. But
so many bad ideas in Future State.
Yes.
I'm not.
You know what the biggest bad idea in Future State was? Future State.
All right, Doc. Simmer down there, Doc. Kenneth was jumping in. What do you got to say, Kenneth?
No. Well, I'm just not a fan of the whole Superman as Jesus Christ figure. I've never been a fan of that. He's just a guy from a small town with great normal values.
No, he's not a messianic figure. He's supposed to represent opportunity for I don't know. For
a lot of people have tried to
immigrants.
Make him space. A lot of people have tried to make him Space Jesus, though.
No, he is if you want to write a good paper. But if you're writing a book about it and you're like, oh well, these two Jews, created a Jesus type character.
No, I would say he's more in line to a Moses character. I'd say he's more in line to that.
All right. Well, he did die and come back to life. I'll have you know.
He gets
yeah,
he gets
that's-
both. He's
all of it.
he's Jamoses. That's
Moses.
yeah.
He's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
For sure.
My goodness. All right, Doc, before we move on to this next topic, somebody wanted us to talk about something that was a little bit more pleasant. What about this news about Beyond the White Knight? Are you excited about this? You're not even a DC guy.
Oh, dude, I am a huge Sean Gordon Murphy fan, and I
You got one of these, don't you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Full
yeah,
mast. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I got. I'm just yeah.
For White
No,
Knight.
as soon as I saw that, especially look, this is like hitting everything in my fucking wheelhouse at once. I've loved, you know what? Even though I was a little disappointed in Curse of the White Knight, but I still really liked it. White Knight was fucking awesome. Curse of the White Knight was still really good. Now you're getting a third one in there, and I'm getting Batman Beyond, which I love and I find to be criminally underrated as a thing to add in there. I am hyped for this, for seeing Beyond the White Knight. You can't. This is DC's license to print money. The White Knight stuff.
Absolutely. Are you as excited, Yule? You were talking about there. Are you into this?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean,
oh my goodness,
another
Yule.
Batman book is, I
There are a
read
lot of
White
Batman.
Knight, and I read White Knight, and I liked it a lot. In some ways, we were talking about All-Star Batman and Robin. That was like Frank Miller just taking in like these real wild, non-Batman-y kind of type things, and I feel like White Knight kind of like it's a more mature version of that. Maybe, he's taking a look at the Batman character, and he's like amping it up, and he's doing all the stuff that he's doing. He's bringing politics into it, not politics, but politics into it. And I like what he's doing with like the different characters, like Duke Knight, is that his name?
Duke
Signal,
Duke Thomas,
sorry,
Duke Knight.
Duke Knight. That's
Michael Knight's kid.
Oh yeah, that's it. Duke Knight meets.
Don't get me started. I'm a huge Knight Rider fan. I love
it's on all the streaming services now. I love it.
White Knight Rider. That's what we.
White Knight Rider. That's the next one. Exactly.
What was that? The Catwoman story?
No, we can have.
Wait, does that mean when you there's a woman on Twitch and you have to like defend her? Is that what it is? Your defense.
We can get Sean Gordon Murphy, because Sean described White Knight as like Batman. It was Dark Knight Returns for Batman the animated series. So we can have him do a Dark Knight Returns for Knight Rider.
I'm down because I'm sick of Batman. That's what I'm saying. I'm sick of Batman. It could be the best Batman. Hey, guess what's coming out next week? We got that Jock Batman. Are you excited? Because Jock's doing
One
it.
Dark Knight.
When they say like Jock's going to do something for DC and he's writing and drawing and he's going to do anything he wants, what's the first thing you want him to do? Some Batman.
I already read it. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. I'm going to sell out of that.
Yep.
Can't wait. But it's one of those things. But I'm excited to sell Batman White Knight.
Trying to make some money.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I can sell them. See, this is one of those off titles or mini series that is Batman related. That's going to sell as well as the Batman book. Yes.
That's my point.
That's a great thing. That does not happen all the time because the detective didn't sell near as much. Like the detective should have sold better than Batman during that time, and it didn't. And it's really hard to keep those levels up with everything. But Sean Murphy's book will do that, so I'm excited.
Well, I think Sean.
What about Detective Comics: Shadows of the Bat? Yule, is that one going to sell as well as Batman?
I ordered the same amount as I do all the time, maybe a couple more, because that weekly comic stuff is hard, and not only that, people are taking vacations right around now, and I might have like 3 or all of them built up in everybody's box before they come back. I don't like that.
Drew, are you doing push-ups? No, you look like you're doing this. Like,
I'm just adjusting. Yeah.
there you go. All right, have we talked enough about Authoritarian Superman? Can we talk some Marvel stuff? We got Marvel stuff to get to. We've got a new Sorcerer Supreme. The Sorcerer Supreme's name is, I believe it's Clea. Unfortunately, this hasn't happened in the comic books yet, Drew. Marvel decided to spoil their big Death of Doctor Strange event. Why do they do this?
It automatically reminded me of Marvel back in 2012 when the first Avengers movie came out. You know, first Avengers comes out. You have kids who are excited, want to go maybe check out the comics. I want to see Steve Rogers, Captain America, and Iron Man. Oh no, we've got Cap Falcon and Riri Williams. It's like this is happening right when the Doctor Strange movie is coming out, and he's going to be dead. Kids are going to want to check out Doctor Strange, and oh no, we've got Clea Strange.
Some better.
So
Strange.
yeah, this was bad timing and a bad idea on their part.
It's like, you know, I want a hamburger from McDonald's. We have McDonald's at home, and it's just like a shitty hamburger helper. That's
better than
no, like actually it's not, but okay. But you know, when the kids
I don't know why
are
they call it hamburger helper, it does fine all by itself.
I was getting ready to say that. Yes.
But you know what I mean, like that parent that's just that thinks that the generic version from the dollar store is the exact same thing as like the name brand version that costs a good bit more, and that their kids won't notice the difference. That's what it comes down to. Their kids won't notice the difference. And that's the way Marvel looks here. They look like the parent who thinks their kids won't notice that the thing that they actually want isn't the thing they're getting, like at all.
Dude, if Clea was looking really Clea, you know what I mean, in that book, and it had some, I mean, Jed McKay is a pretty good writer. I'm enjoying his stuff. If like you had those like Megan Hetrick covers, or maybe some Adam Hughes or J. Scott Campbell, and the insides looked really good. I mean, I could see a young boy coming in looking for Doctor Strange and finding this Clea book and going, I like that. This might be an okay, you know, at least she has history with the character. I don't really, I mean, I saw some people say pass, and I understand, but Jed McKay has been impressing me with his work lately because I hadn't read all his earlier stuff. And I think a really good artist, hopefully sticking on for at least a year, with their 6 months off type thing, would be good. But overall, if it's not Steve, I mean, and Doctor Strange was never like the greatest seller ever,
right?
Ever. You know, I mean, it's been canceled and relaunched and put into other titles that it did or didn't start. You know, I mean, it had its shared time with Cloak and Dagger, I think. You know, so it's not. Trying something to get people to care about it, I guess isn't really that. But as far as the movie is concerned, it's a pain in the ass when people come. Firstly, it's a pain in the ass when people come and want to talk about the movies anyway, because I don't watch TV or movies that are Marvel usually. And yeah, I just don't know. You know, people come in like they know something, and I'm like, I feel like, oh, you know, that's not exactly what happened, you know, in comic books. So it's really hard to kind of get them on the same page anyway. When you have Clea being Doctor Strange, it's going to be like, where's Cumberbatch, you know, or whatever. Cumberband.
Yeah, Bandersnatch.
Bandersnatch.
But yeah, like what Drew was saying, it's like Marvel, they shoot themselves in the foot. Like, you're making a movie with one of your characters. Why not use it as an opportunity to market your product, to get it out there? Like what Invincible is doing with that comic book with Robert Kirkman. As soon as that cartoon hit, Amazon sold those back issues, those trades or omnibuses, whatever, and they were selling like hotcakes on Amazon, just like that. Synergy. And another thing is this almost the same thing they're doing with Daredevil. Well, Elektra she's got her own thing where she's Daredevil now while Matt Murdock's in prison. I'm like, yeah, that's good because the woman has a history with the character. It isn't like they're just having a female version of it. But then I'm thinking, is this going to be a trend where male superheroes disappear and then their ex-girlfriends, ex-wives fill in for them?
Wait, you think this trend is just starting now? Have you been reading comics for the last 6 years? That's all they've been doing.
Good point.
I mean, look,
ever since Janet Van Dyne took that Hank Particles,
no, but ever since they started replacing whatever they started calling Laura Wolverine, or when they you know what? Fuck it. It's from when Jane Foster got Thor's name with his powers. That's when it went sideways. But you know what? You know, Drew's point is very valid. They should have learned this fucking lesson from what they did after Avengers came out. And Lane Kramer put it as well. I mean, if they didn't learn it from there, did nobody learn this from Batman 50? No one likes this.
Is this a situation where the comic book publisher is trying to assert some sort of reliance on themselves rather than the parent company, and they just feel like, you know, I gotta stand out differently from them and prove, maybe they're just trying to prove their worth to the company also, but I feel like it's
run by
little,
the same
they're
guy.
being indignant, like, I'm going to do it this way because, you know, heaven forbid we make money or whatever it is. You know?
I can understand that before, but Kev Feige runs both fucking companies at this point.
Right.
Shouldn't their creative vision have like some degree of synergy? It's one thing if
I bet you he didn't have anything to do with the solicitations. They could have put up a blank cover and said him as, you know, the new chapter of
but
came out.
But whenever, like, all he had to do was ask whoever was the editor for Sorcerers for Doctor Strange, hey, by the way, so we got a Doctor Strange movie coming out. Are we gonna have a Doctor Strange comic where he's doing some cool shit that's gonna be launched around the same time? Oh, wait, you're killing him and replacing him with his ex-wife? No, go back to your fucking cubicle and fix this shit now. That's all it requires.
She's not even in the Marvel Cinematic Universe yet either. She hasn't even been brought up at all.
Well, oh my goodness,
more interesting.
We need to cast that right now.
But Wes, didn't you say that Kevin Feige said he wasn't really focused on the comic books? Like, didn't he mention that?
I don't think he cares very much of the comic books at all.
But no, I think he said that. It's like we're not worried about comics. We're just focused on movies. I think he also said he's going to double the amount of female representation and minority representation, which is good, but do it the right way. Make original characters. Don't make these carbon copies and then force political stuff on people. Like, just, I don't know.
I got you. We got a super chat from Dark Admiral March here. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Very generous. $10. Really appreciate it. I hate to admit this, but I've come around some on Holland Spidey. I thought you said Holiday Spirit at the beginning, but it's Holland Spidey. Wes, I've seen the new one and thought it was respectful of what came before, but now I want more Raimi Maguire Spider-Man. That's awesome. Obviously, we're going to talk about that a little bit more depth. Well, we're not going to give away any of the spoilers because we've been warned not to, but we're definitely going to talk about Spider-Man No Way Home. Sounds like a lot of people have enjoyed it. Even the most cynical people out there, like, I think, who was it? It was Yellow Flash guy even gave it out at like a 9 out of 10. Is that going to entice you to go, Yule Card?
Oh, yeah. All you knuckleheads saying how good it is. I feel like I really have to go see it before I get spoiled on anything. I didn't watch the second movie, but this one sounds like it's going to be something else.
Wow.
What's insane is that the numbers for this, they're already talking. This could be like Infinity War numbers, like for the opening weekend box office, which is ridiculous.
Damn. Well, it is because ain't nobody doing that right now.
No.
Absolutely. We've got another. I'm sorry, we got another super chat from MVP Maxfield Von Priestley. If you have not checked out his YouTube channel, you are missing out. Great YouTuber, good friend of the channel. Excuse me. Hail panel in chat. Can't get enough of the Saturday morning aficionados. Drew, most challenging and most exciting thing about making Born of Blood?
Most challenging was keeping it to 22 pages. That was the most difficult part because I have so much story. Like, thankfully, I've had 6 issues to tell the story, but difficult was making it 22 pages. Most exciting is seeing the art for the first time before anyone sees it, getting to preview it, and getting to approve the art, saying I like this, or hey, can you fix this? That is probably the most exciting part of it.
Were you giddy like a schoolgirl?
Absolutely, yes. Jack to the tits, yes.
I don't know. Have you gotten any feedback from your customers, Drew, regarding the spoiling of that Stephen Strange is going to be dead and he's going to be replaced as a Sorcerer Supreme within the comic books?
We haven't gotten any feedback at all. Not yet, as far as I know. We haven't gotten.
So
any
it wasn't a
feedback.
Batman 50 situation where everyone was like, "F this."
I remember when that happened. I remember still to this day. Sean, he's not watching right now, probably not, but he defends Tom King's run till the day he dies. And
I would love to have Sean on the channel to talk about this.
Oh yeah, I would love to. I would love to have you two talk about it because I just remember him being front and center with Dan DiDio at MegaCon, and Sean told Dan how much he loved Tom King's run, and Dan told him, "Oh no, I hated it. I hated the run." No, just told him repeatedly, and it makes you really wish they would realize that, hey, these may not be good ideas, especially right now.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It just seems like, what are you doing? Why you've seen solicitations where they don't have the cover, and you just have a little blurb that's very generic that says this is a new chapter for the Sorcerer Supreme of Marvel Comics. Who's going to be the Sorcerer Supreme? And that's their solicitation. You know what I mean?
It's as a retailer, it makes you hesitant about ordering it if you have no clue, no about who it's going to be, what it's going to be, and even after seeing it, it's like,
are you more likely to buy it now that it's Clea Strange?
No, absolutely not.
No, nobody knows who the character is.
Yeah,
well, they do if they're reading Doctor Strange right now.
Well, Wes, while you were gone,
the death of Doctor Strange. Yeah, I've been reading that a little bit. What was that?
No, because while you were gone, I was saying that how this whole move mirrors what's happening with Daredevil, where Elektra is taking over as Daredevil. And I said, like, is this going to be a thing where ex-girlfriends and ex-wives take over for the male counterparts? And then Doc
already had it in Thor.
Yeah, that's what Doc said. Exactly. Jane Foster Thor. They've been. Now, some people love Jane Foster Thor. It has its fans. I mean, I'm not one of them. I'm not crazy about it, but
Hey, it's original when you do it the first time. Now that we're on the third iteration that we can think of off the top of our heads, not so original anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Are you going to be able to sell this book, Yule?
Yeah, I think
you
so.
Can sell ketchup to an Eskimo.
I sure can. They're like, you know what the thing is about that is it makes the snow taste better.
Absolutely. It's like
better than yellow snow.
My goodness.
Yeah. Well, that's just for, special occasions.
And I do love ketchup. Just put it
absolutely.
Ketchup is the best condiment, I know. I agree.
Yes. The best condoms are ketchup flavored.
Condiment.
Oh.
Not condoms, condiment.
My bad. Maybe it was a new thing in America.
I don't know what I'm not even going to anymore. Ketchup flavored dental dams.
Sounds delicious.
Can you get some pickles on that?
Radish.
Yeah, pickle flavor. That would be the. No, that's enough of that one.
Definitely enough of that.
Let's get into this movie.
I'm gonna sell it like crazy, man. Let me tell you, I'm down. Get some hot
Clea Strange is going to be sold like hotcakes, huh?
Well, originally, I think everybody that buys Doctor Strange in my store will buy it because Clea's. This is why they announced it. to allay our fears, us Doctor Strange fans out there, that it is still going to be of quality. We've got the same writer working on it now. If you like the death of Doctor Strange, it's just going to be Clea until Steven comes back.
Have you liked the death of Doctor Strange? Because I've been like, I know Drew's liked it more than I have. I'm like,
I read the
I like
second
it for
issue.
The 1960s
yeah.
Doctor Strange. I love seeing him interact with everyone. That's been the best part of it.
Me too. There was the second issue where he comes in, and it was kind of like when Matt Fraction did that whole Iron Man bit, and he like downloaded his previous consciousness, I guess, or whatever. But Doctor Strange coming back and doing that is pretty funny, and I've been enjoying it. Yeah, I like Jed McKay. I'm down.
Yeah, we'll see where it goes. Did you read the Blade one shot? Now that was the winner.
Is it?
Oh,
I have it, but I haven't read it.
Right, Drew? You read
no,
Doctor
it's not.
Strange?
Yeah,
Blade,
I read it all right. I'll never forget. I just remember thinking at one point they completely lifted this scene from the movie Blade. I could not believe it.
They did. That was the selling point of the comic book.
Wait, did they do the whole sprinkler bit?
Yes.
Is that what it was?
Yes.
Oh, that was the best part of that movie.
Yeah. So original. So original and creative that Danny.
Well, the kids haven't seen it. It's like 100 years ago that movie came out.
No, but
people
the
don't
book
even
itself
know.
has nothing to do with the death of Doctor Strange.
Nothing at all. Absolutely nothing. Yeah,
I don't order those.
Politics.
Very good.
Blade's such a cool character.
Right. Quick question, guys. Side note. Now that you mentioned Blade, Drew, what do you guys think the new reboot of Blade will be any good?
I honestly, I am like with most Marvel product, I'm keeping my expectations very low. That way, if it does turn out to be good, like, oh my god, it was great.
Have they really made a bad movie yet, though? It's a bad movie. Captain Marvel's pretty watchable. It's just not good.
Eternals is bad.
Eternals and Black Widow. Black Widow was a bad movie
either.
It wasn't great.
Shang-Chi was a bad movie too, in my opinion.
Yeah, but was it Batman v Superman?
Yeah, I thought all three of those pandemic release movies were bad. Just they were on par with Batman v Superman, as just movies that I was just so fucking bored within like 15 minutes of the movie starting.
But the thing is, the bar is after you have Endgame, before and after. Most of the product after Endgame have not been up to the par to the films prior to Endgame. That's the bar right there.
I would watch Thor: The Dark World before I watched any of the post Endgame movies.
Really?
Right. Yeah. And these the Disney Plus shows, for the most part, have been disappointed. They have not.
I liked Hawkeye a lot, but I'm with
you. Hawkeye is good. The last episode of Hawkeye was really good. Probably the best one out of all of them. But as a whole, these Disney Plus shows, in one way or another, have been disappointments. None of them have been completely out of the park. Like half of Falcon Winter Soldier was good. WandaVision, I thought started out great, but the ending, it left me wanting. It was really disappointing. And
Loki was really disappointing.
Oh, Loki was garbage. Complete garbage.
They just kept showing you like for 5 minutes at a time the show that you wanted to see.
Yeah, and it's like Loki, and Drew, you mentioned Endgame and Infinity War. Loki in the first couple episodes pretty much undid all of that with the stones and everything. Now I know that's in the Marvel thing where they did it in the Marvel DC crossover where the Infinity Stones, if you go out of a dimension, they don't have the same impact. But you can't introduce that automatically. You just undid everything that you did in Endgame.
Everything that was special, that was a thread that everyone took seriously, is automatically now a joke.
Yes. And that wasn't even a Loki character. He's getting beat up by a big overweight guy in a shopping mall. Are you serious?
Yeah. He can
Wait,
go.
Volstagg? Was it Volstagg?
No, it was just a fat redneck.
Yeah,
it was a random fat redneck in a Walmart or Kmart. It was a Kmart.
Doc, you're gonna like this. We got a super chat from Blade Craver. I hate to admit Doc was right. I don't know why you're saying Doc was right. I said this too. I was right. It's not Doc. I read Wonder Woman Hysteria, and it was $8 of nothing. Looked good. Hated what they did to Hippolyta. Hate the prices.
I didn't even think it looked that good.
I want to see his I want to see his pencil work, the original pencil work.
I guarantee you that looks probably phenomenal. Yes.
Yes, if they do a book with just his pencils, I will gladly buy that. None of the dialogue, none of the finished colors, just his pencil work.
Yeah, because it was a muddy, incoherent mess.
Mm-hmm.
One or two of those pages would have been good, like showpieces in the comic book, like a little stopper, like whoa. But to do the first 2/3 of the comic story essentially in those enormous double page spreads, I think was a mistake. But I bet that was probably what the script was.
Well, because 4 pages of fucking jars.
Yeah,
there were 4 pages of jars, just jars. That's it. Jars.
They represented something, Doc. They represented.
I don't give a fuck how. No.
All right, Doc has lost his control of the English language here. But I don't know, Drew. We didn't get to hear your take on this. Did you like Hysteria?
No, I didn't.
Hysteria.
Wonder Woman hysterectomy.
Yeah, there you go. It felt like she was taking every bit of like any type of like mythological lore and trying to make it her own things before and after Greek mythology, and just trying to do her own thing with it. It didn't work. And the one thing that got me, I just said out loud and I looked at it and said, "You gotta be effing kidding me!" When it showed Aphrodite as a fat, overweight woman, I'm like, "Are you kidding me right now?" I shocked.
That was a statement, Drew. Well, you don't like statements?
It was
only when they make sense.
It's a statement we shouldn't find. Never mind. You know what? I'm just going to shut the fuck up.
Absolutely, Doc. I do want to say this right now. We have 44 likes on the live stream so far. We got about 150 live viewers. So if you want to support the channel, it's really easy. Just go in there and give us a thumbs up, give us a like, and I appreciate that. Lets everyone else know that we're having a good show here, having a fun conversation. Now we're going to move away from the Sorcerer Supreme. There was a movie this weekend. It's very big. Everyone's been waiting for it. Sounds like it's breaking records. We have the 4th installment of The Matrix. Hits this weekend, fellas. What do you think about? Oh, no, it's not The Matrix. Everyone's talking about Spider-Man No Way Home. Kenneth, you've seen the movie. You messaged me. You messaged me directly. You said, I want to talk about this. Now, we can't spoil anything that wasn't shown in the trailers because apparently it's sold out nationwide. And there are so many people that haven't got to see it yet. What are your thoughts? Was it worth your monetary investment in the film?
Yes, I definitely say. Here's what I know this was a spoiler-free thing, but I'll do my best. This is the Spider-Man 3 we all deserve. That's the best way I can. I think it's the Spider-Man 3 we all deserve, and it's almost. I'm like, this was worth my money and my time seeing it with the crowded theater and IMAX. And just, I tell you what, the first 25, 30 minutes could have been trimmed a little bit. It started slow. And of course, now when he meets Dr. Strange, that's when the main story, picks up. Their dynamic, their relationship is good, how they interact with each other. It reminds me of those Marvel team-up comic books. So I got a little bit of that action. But the best part of the first 30 minutes, here's what I'll say. If you're a fan of the Marvel Netflix shows and you've wanted something, I can't. That's it. I can't say nothing else.
You're on the bloody edge of spoiling there, buddy.
Nah, that's it.
Danny Rand is in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
What? What'd you say?
Danny Rand is confirmed in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Danny Rand as Iron Fist.
Fuck
them comics.
I heard all the Ghost Riders.
It doesn't work.
Nicolas Cage showing up as Ghost Rider in the middle,
right.
And the dude from fucking Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is the other Ghost Rider.
All the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., all of them.
Yep.
Namor is in it. It's great.
The doctor says to like the smash button. Absolutely. Definitely like that smash button and give us a little love here if you want everyone to know we're having a fun time. Drew, have you gotten to see this film yet?
Yep, I saw it Thursday night. Pack theater, and I was surprised how much I enjoyed this movie.
Did you give it a round of applause when it was over?
I almost did because without
As an
spoiling
adult, I
things,
can't bring myself to do it.
when this movie ends, where it ends with
Yes.
Peter, this is exactly where Peter should have been the entire time.
Yes.
And I almost did applaud. I almost did because they gave the Marvel fans, Spider fans, everything they wanted. And the best part of this film to me, Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe to me is the best part of this film, and I want to talk about him in this film, but can't spoil anything. But all I know, if there's
Obviously,
a statue,
reprising his role from Platoon.
yes, if there exactly, yeah, just yeah. And if there's a statue based on Willem Dafoe from this film, I want that Willem Dafoe statue. He steals this film.
When Willie Beeman shows up and he's doing that fucking touchdown dance, Jamie Foxx nails it. Yep.
But no, when once the villains start showing up, that's when the movie really picks up, and it's nonstop from there. The second and third acts, especially the third act, yes, it's everything you want from a Spider-Man fan, as a fan of those early movies. It's fan service done in the right way,
absolutely,
as opposed to Force Awakens when you do it the wrong way, when it's just hollow. This does the right way because it benefits the story and it benefits the narrative and the characters.
I just the only question that I want to ask, because I have not seen this movie yet, I'm really looking forward to it, and I don't really want to be spoiled. But do we actually get a real MJ by the end of this movie? Like actually Mary Jane, not some chick named Michelle.
50-year-old Kirsten Dunst in the movie?
No. I don't want that foot face looking chick in there. I just want a different redhead as
oh my god.
Well, I will say with Zendaya, they do dial back her snarkiness. They dial it back, way back. They actually kind of make her likable in this, which is nice for a change. And but Doc, I would say to that question,
I'm going to be disappointed.
Why would you even expect that? I don't think anyone in the world was expecting that but you.
No,
hey, possibility.
I have everlasting.
What an MJ fan!
Well, you thought they were just going to swap her out with Bella Thorne because they know each other?
I would be fine with this.
Of course you would. I mean, we all would.
Or maybe that one ginger chick from.
I like the Zendaya. She's fine.
I'd take that ginger, the bitchy ginger chick from Riverdale too. She makes a hot redhead.
All right, you feel about superhero movies the way I feel about WWE. It takes something special for me to even go in there and take a peek anymore, even though I love the concept behind it. But you're going to go see this Spider-Man movie.
I hope to. I mean, you're
going to part ways with. You're in California. It's probably $18.
I go in the daytime, please. I don't know though, because people are off of school and the holidays and everything. This might be like a week or two before I can actually get around to going to see it. Maybe after the aficionados next week, I'll try and see it before Christmas Day.
That's exactly what you should do. So what sold you on the movie? Is it just all the buzz? Is it
it's the buzz. The last three movies I saw were the Avengers movies and that last Star Wars one.
The Rise of Skywalker?
Oh yeah, why not? I mean, I didn't see the other ones in the theater, but this one was like, it's now. You know how you're like, a new comic book is starting, or the next issue's coming out. I haven't read all of it, so I'll binge the graphic novels, and then you start on issues. Please, people, do that. Please start reading comic books weekly. Anyhow, I'll come and see this last movie in the theater because I don't want to get everything spoiled. I know it's just a lot of shit being thrown in there. I'm assuming. Is it better than the first Spider-Man annual? Because it's basically just that, right? The Sinister Six.
They can't confirm that stuff.
Well, we all know they're all Vulture.
Well, they were aiming for a Sinister Six. I don't know if they got there.
Sinister
I can
5.
I can't confirm
Sinister
that.
17, something like that.
Yeah,
it's the Sinister 9.
There are some members of the Sinister Six who are there in the film.
Okay, very good.
But that was all confirmed already.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, I just kind of want to see it. People are talking about having cried seeing this movie.
Well, there are parts. There are I would say probably two legitimate parts where I can see someone crying. One is at the end of the second act, and the other is at the very, very end.
Wow!
And the very, very end, it's like this is what we've always wanted for Peter right here. And but yeah,
always want.
There's some
like nailing
moments.
Gwen and MJ at the same time. Finally.
That's the post credit scene.
That's the end I've always wanted for Peter.
No, see, that's the one. That's the one that's on Bella Thorne's only.
Oh, come on.
Meanwhile, he's like signing the death certificate for Aunt May while he's banging him too, right?
Oh my goodness.
Those are all the things I've wanted for Peter Parker.
But ever since they've been advertising this movie, there's been an excitement level, sort of like Drew said, since in Infinity War Endgame. And after that, there's been no excitement from the MCU, and this movie is bringing people back in its so-called pandemic era. Like the budget for this movie was $200 million. They're projecting it's going to make that money back this week.
Oh, it will, absolutely. Yeah, they said even if a meteor hits the Earth, they're still going to make that money back.
and only half the movie going public is back in the theaters. The capacity I heard is like 51%. So pretty much half the movie going public. Not everyone even come back.
That's mostly just because of California and New York.
Besides that, we do have Skip Itosh here, who's a man's man if I've ever met a man. He said he cried multiple times. It's epic. Deal with it, Doc. Eat it. That's what he's saying.
I mean, there are legit times where you can possibly cry. Yeah, I want to see it again. I'm actually looking forward to seeing it again. And
are you going to bring tissues?
Probably, yeah.
There are some legitimate emotional moments, not shoehorn, not manipulative.
You do not need tissues for this movie. We all saw what happened to Pee Wee Herman when he had tissues in the movie. We don't need that. No, it's bad.
I want to let Skip know that if he comes into the store and I'll turn the Morrissey off so he doesn't be a sensitive lad,
Ra Henry's got the best idea ever. He says, after you go see Spider-Man, go to Arby's. Yeah. And get the meats. You know what I mean?
The beef and cheddar. Yeah.
Absolutely. Get a little beef and cheddar, some seasoned curlies. That's the way you do it. All right, Doc. Are you taking the girlfriend?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Because she's make out the whole time.
She's not. Well, I don't know about that, but she's not really a big superhero movie fan, so I'm not subjecting her to it. If she ain't gonna have fun, fuck it, I'll go see it with my buddies.
She can hold the tissues. That's right. Yeah,
that's not the only thing, right, Doc?
Again, we all saw what happened to Pee Wee Herman. Don't need that repeated.
On fire today.
My goodness. Bring tissues and some cranberry.
Right.
Some cranberry ladies. Oh, there you go.
Who uses cranberry as lube?
I don't think that's what he's talking about.
Oh, man, this episode.
All right,
condoms with ketchup on it.
Fucking dental
cranberry lube. Just weird. Weird.
It is weird. It doesn't feel like we're in the holiday spirit. You know what I mean?
Well, we were talking about cranberries, so
yeah.
You were.
Cranberry Daniel Dam, yes. That's just in time for Christmas. I don't know. So what other big previews did you get for this one, Drew? There's always if there's a big movie, you got big previews. What other movies were in there that got you all excited about?
We got the Doctor Strange movie, and which looks interesting. Like I said, I think we all knew that was coming at some point, but the other trailer I saw, I don't know if anyone else saw it. It was the new Nick Cage movie coming out next year with
Nick Cage
Pedro
starring
Pascal.
Nick Cage.
Yes, it is. It looks hysterical, and I cannot wait to see that. I got to wait till April to see it now.
It looks like the more insane version of being John Malkovich.
Yes.
Can I ask a question of the moviegoers really quick, Doc? If I was selling Spider-Man comics to people that are coming in from the movie that are available to order, what would those be?
I would say it's anything involving characters from the Sinister Six, maybe some Green Goblin stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
And maybe some Spider-Man, Doctor Strange crossover comics.
Okay.
Probably do good with the. I mean, they're probably readily available. The Eric Larson era ASM Return or Revenge of the Sinister Six or Return of the Sinister Six, whichever.
You don't mean Spider-Man when he took over after Todd McFarlane? That one?
No.
Okay,
The ASM one.
Do they do Sinister Six on that one also?
They did.
Remember.
They did.
I remember
They
the Femme Fatales, and some of the other characters.
Yeah, it was. I'll have to dig up the issue numbers off. I think they're in the 360. I think it was in the 360s.
That makes sense. Yeah,
definitely some Ultimate Spider-Man stuff.
Ultimate Spider-Man. I gotta start getting those again.
Yeah, say what you want about Brian Michael Bendis, but that run revitalized the character after a very poor decision from the clone.
Well, it did a really good job in getting younger readers to really care about it also. It still was at the lower price point. And when they killed Peter Parker in that, I was having kids, 17, 20-year-olds now. You forget that was like a 10-year, story arc or, they've been reading it all this time.
Right.
And they're like, oh, I can't believe Peter Parker's going to die. And I was like, give me a break. He's never going to die. And they're talking about the Ultimate Universe.
No, he did die. They brought him back, right?
Well,
real quick, Yul, it was ASM 334 through 339.
All right, very good.
Cool. They're probably readily available in your dollar bins or your best discount.
How dare you? No way, not Spider-Man. And not only that, they're readily available in my boxes over here.
Dark Admiral Marcher says, didn't cry, but my heart grew 3 sizes that day. No, there's got some potential here because we all know Doc's heart has been shrunk down and it's got like, I don't know, is it like a calcified husk, Doc? That's coating your heart. If you grow 3 sizes, it might break it. You might have human emotions again.
That's my liver.
I
think the heart probably as well. There's a reason why every time I go in there, they're like, they have to do my blood pressure twice. And they look at me like between, and I'm like, yeah, I know I'm a fat guy with low blood pressure. It's fucking weird. It's because it's all calcified and it just doesn't pump very much. I'm kind of a zombie. Yeah, no, if mine grew 3 sizes, it would. Well, if it grows 3 sizes, you have a problem. It's called myocarditis, and you're probably going to die.
All right, that was weird, Doc. There we go. Who else we got? We got Joe Witt in here. Now that Doc's got a girlfriend, all bets are off, I guess. He can just say whatever he wants.
He's not trying to impress anybody now.
No.
Already.
Jeez.
Like already. I was ever trying to impress anybody. If I was doing it, I was doing it really fucking wrong before.
But I'm sorry. No, if you want the bang for your buck, I said go with the classic stuff. You ain't gotta. If the Ultimate Spider-Man stuff too cheap, go with the classic stuff. That's probably better.
Yeah.
All right,
and they put those out, which was good. Sorry.
I'll let you have the final word on Spider-Man No Way Home. Do you have any last words that you want to say without spoiling the movie?
Spoil it. Go ahead.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Like I said before, the best Spider-Man 3 everyone deserves. Everyone deserves. And if
who would have noticed you needed a Luke Cage in Spider-Man 3 to spice that shit up?
Exactly. Luke Cage, he's
when fucking Wolverine pops out, it's goddamn.
Wait, isn't the Fantastic Four in this one also? I hear something about that.
You see Ben Grimm lighting up a stogie. They're doing fastball.
They are not lighting up. That isn't going to happen.
No, seriously, if Disney should work with Sony to renegotiate that deal, because aside from this, I don't see any other excitement going forward for the MCU.
Not
I mean,
Doctor Strange, even though they had the trailer out that's supposed to. I think it's supposed to fit into
I think
this.
so, but as far I'm talking about even further down that, because I know Fantastic Four, that's going to get me in 2023, but we don't know what that's going to be. Anything else they have down the pipe is a lot of uncertainty. I don't know what X-Men, if they do get X-Men, it's not going to be the X-Men I believe that we all want and love. I don't think so. And
Well, it
this
can't
is
be worse than what we're getting right now, right?
Man. I don't know if they debut
push 'em.
X-Men Red, I'm going to be real happy.
right. And like
No, it's this weird. They managed to do this great adaptation in the middle of it of X-Men Green, where
Yeah, that's
Nature
what they
Girl
did.
just starts slaughtering people.
Dude, I'm
and-
ready for that. She should be. That should be the beginning, and then the X-Men go and they. She's getting chased down by everybody, and then they go and they capture her and turn her over to the authorities. That'd be the greatest.
Yeah. Greta Thunberg plays the Nature Girl. Yeah. Who'd have thought?
Jeez.
I'm down.
All right, Drew, I'll let you have the last word on Spider-Man No Way Home, the movie everybody's talking about. Nobody can. Spoilers
You
are out
will-
there. Be careful if you do not want that movie spoiled. I'm just putting that one out there.
Yes, and do go see this. You will enjoy this movie. Take your kids. Your guy. It's good. It's a good film. Everyone will enjoy this. I enjoyed it.
crowd pleaser.
Absolutely.
Is it going to make the kids cry though? I don't want to.
Possibly. I mean, there are scenes where
It's
they
even.
could.
It's a balance. They're
Yeah.
gonna love it. They're gonna applaud. They're gonna cry, cheer. It's a balance, man.
Well, that's a problem with a lot of shitty kids movies. There is no. It's mostly in the comics, actually. Comics for kids. It feels like there's no danger. There's no. It's just everything is so very.
Well, what's
Mid.
great? What's great about this movie is that there is a danger in this film, and there are repercussions for actions in this film,
Awesome,
which is
I
great.
Love that.
They're
That's
finally
Spider-Man.
back. Yeah, they're finally back, and yeah,
I'm digging it.
I remember watching the first 15 minutes of Up, and I was like, "Am I supposed to be crying during an animated
Yes.
movie?" Here, like,
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
crying. You're crying.
Those
You can't
movies
have a
are
baby.
like some of the exceptions for sure. They know how to really put that out there. But yeah, I don't know, man. Sometimes it's just some of the stuff out there just doesn't feel like as impactful as it did when. Maybe it's just because I've grown up, also. But I'm excited. I can't wait. I'll bring a Kleenex just in case. And yeah, name brand all the way.
Skip and Tosh gets the last word. He says, "This isn't a good movie. This is a great movie."
All right.
There you go. Skip and Tosh says so. All right, we got a lot of. What's up?
Wait, do we get both Nick Furies in this movie? David Hasselhoff and Sam Jackson.
yeah. The Hoff just walks by. It's
Holy
just-
cow, that would be so good. I love it. Oh.
We've
then-
got
then you find out
solicitations that
he's-
have been coming out. We got the full DC solicitations, but there are some things of note. We are getting a fourth event series. This one's going to include the Suicide Squad with the Crime Syndicate coming over from Earth 3 for War for Earth 3. It's going to include Flash. It's going to include, oh my goodness, it includes another one, the the Teen Titans Academy. Why was I getting those two crossed up? We've also got the World's Finest returning under Mark Waid. Batman and Superman World's Finest coming up. There's another series in there. Am I forgetting it? I got notes here. Let me get to the notes. Oh, yes. Batman Beyond the White Knight, which we already hit on a little bit. You are a comic book retailer.
Yes.
How excited are you for four big crossover events in the first quarter of 22 for DC Comics?
It's replacing some other title they would have had anyway. I guess it's fine if it links in and it gets the people that you just hope that the person that buys the Batman book or the person that buys the Superman book might check out this other one, or it's Suicide Squad. I don't really have a whole lot of hope for the sales for the event books. But I think they'll be steady enough. Like I know exactly right now what I'm thinking of ordering on that. And the ones I'm looking forward to are actually probably World's Finest. I know it's hard to believe that there have been times when Mark Waid has been good, and he is doing our favorite Batman, Superman versions, it looks like, in a world's finest team up book. And I'm really excited about that. Moore is an excellent artist. And if this was only monthly and I didn't have to read another anything, that's what this book feels like. And I'm really excited that it might be good. I know what to get out of, what we're going to get out of the White Knight stuff. And also, it's kind of not really exciting. It just is. It's just churning out content so that at least I have something to sell, That's what it feels like. But that's what it is when you're a store owner and you're doing the ordering, or any manager that does the ordering. You have just gotten done with a book and already you have to start on the next order, and it's constant. And now it's not just in one place. You're ordering from 3 different places more than likely. And it's hard to get really super excited about something positively or negatively because you're just looking at it in numbers. But of the ones that I think are going to be good or I would check out, old timers should probably dig it. And I think the kids will like it, is that World's Finest book.
Now, Drew, I know that you've been most excited about the Trial of the Amazons. Are any of these titles going to be able to take your eye off of that big crossover bit?
I don't think so. Just they're really hyping that up. So, I mean, anything they hype up can never be disappointing at all. But if I weren't looking forward to that, I would say Evil Justice League. I love that idea. Sean and I, we love the Crime Syndicate. We love Ultraman and Owlman. And awesome. I cannot wait. I hope we do an exclusive cover for that. I can't wait. Batman, Superman, that should be a lot of fun. But some of the covers I came across as just kind of silly and stupid, like the getting comedians in cars getting coffee variant with Jerry Seinfeld. I saw that and I'm like,
what you mean is we ordered so many,
Superman
that's going to be a crappy incentive.
Yeah. But the Batman Beyond by Sean Gordon Murphy, I found out about that from him like 2 years ago. He told me this, and I've been waiting for 2 years for this damn series. I'm like, finally, it's coming out. And I'm very hyped for that. I can't wait. But these 3 out of the 4 mostly should be really solid. Should be solid, I believe. Common
Senses remind me. I forgot. I didn't ever report on it because it came in so late. But we do have that Rogue series by Joshua Williamson, which is going to be more. Feels like it's going to be more of like a creator-owned, newer kind of characters. We also got Tom King's Batman Killing Time. We saw Tom King say that he's going to do something less emotional and more action-packed with Batman. Do you believe it?
Bullshit.
I'll believe it when he gets off his fucking therapist couch and gets on some lithium.
Bullseye.
He worked for the CIA, so automatically I don't trust them. And nah,
he's putting things in those books to screw with us.
Yeah.
Don't read Tom King books. No, actually, I sell them pretty well in the store. So read Tom King books.
Here's the thing with Tom King. The only thing Tom King did with Batman that was good was that 3-issue Mr. Freeze arc where Bruce Wayne was like one of the jurors.
I love that one.
Like 12 Anchorman thing. Yeah. But then when you look at it, it's almost like a Frank Miller copycat thing. It felt more like a Frank Miller thing. I'm like, I like Frank Miller. If I want Frank Miller, I will read Frank Miller, so
he's doing a lot of copying, obviously, within Human Target and the Supergirl series. He's kind of basically copying movies.
Also. Oh, you said that.
Human Target, yeah. So.
But I mean, he's lost a lot of trust. Someone brought this up in the comments. Does anyone trust Tom King at this point? I don't trust Tom King at this point. Any trust I have for him is long gone.
Wait, you people trusted Tom King in the first place?
After Omega Man,
I he wasn't
on Omega Man.
Omega Man was pretty cool, and Vision really was so strong that you forgave him for a while.
But that was like that was over 10 years ago at this point.
It was.
Yeah.
It was Vision that got him the Batman gig in the first place, right?
He got signed exclusive to DC like on the 2nd issue of Vision. Hilarious.
Yeah.
We
also have a super chat from Jew Mega, our good friend Jerome. Obviously, we've seen him on the Comics Aficionados multiple times. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, Jerome. Really appreciate it. I hope you and your family are having a wonderful holiday season. Oh. All right, Doc. Which one of these DC comic series are you coming in for? Besides Batman Beyond the White Knight.
When does Kelly Sue's sequel to Wonder Woman Hysterectomy come out?
April.
No, this is
All right. That's what I'm
Wonder Woman
on.
Hysteria is technically a sequel to Bitch Planet. So
Okay, well,
Only
when's the
loosely
Bitch Planet?
affiliated.
When's the Bitch Planet sequel to Wonder Woman Hysteria?
In the fourth issue, all the Amazons are going to go up to the moon, and they're just going to free all the Bitch Planet women in prison and then take over there.
you know, Phil Menez isn't illustrating the next 2 issues, right?
No, shut up. He is not. Really?
No.
I
Who
think this
is?
is fucking perfect. She got 1 fucking issue out of the guy, and it was
What
still
does
a
explain to me?
muddy mess. No, that's that. Yeah, exactly nothing. The only thing I'm interested here is Beyond the White Knight. Anything else I could give 2 shits about.
Dude, read well, you're not a DC guy. I think if you were, you'd
I'm not.
probably dig the Wonder or the World's Finest.
You couldn't
You
pay
love Mark
me.
Waid.
You could not pay me to read a Mark Waid book.
You didn't read his Fantastic Four?
Fuck no.
I don't know,
You
Doc.
didn't
It
read
feels like
his-
you have a price. I bet there is a number. That
I'm trying to think of one. What about Superman? I mean, I know it's DC, but Superman. What the hell was that called? The
Birthright.
Birthright.
Nope.
Yeah.
Skip it.
Little, you did the art.
His flash run is.
I'm gonna.
Skip I you know what? No, wait.
He did a long flash run. though.
Wait. Hold on a second.
Return to Barry Allen. That
Did
miniseries he
did any of his run on Flash? Was that any of the issues during the era where Michael Turner was doing the covers?
No.
No, that was
Okay, then no.
Okay,
No,
I'm
the
just trying to think of a couple others. Hold on.
You know,
work
the-
on.
I have
Impulse was really good.
I have
Love that.
a total of 6 comics by Mark
That's when
Waid
I
in my
liked his
collection.
Flash stuff.
I have.
Oh, yeah, Bishop, right? He did Bishop, right?
I thought you said
I
bitch tip.
He did.
he did
Bitch
about
Tits. That's the sequel to Amazonia.
he did about 3 issues of X-Men. He did one of
So
the
you were forced to
2
get those, is what you're telling me.
Well, this is back in my teens.
Oh no, he did Deadpool. You got those.
No, he didn't.
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
he did
those-
that. He did that
Fabian.
one. He did that one mini series.
Yeah, with Churchill, I think, on the art.
Yeah, that's the one that I skipped. Actually, I have the one that Circle Chase, and I have the ongoing. But the 4-issue mini series between Circle Chase and the ongoing, I skipped that one.
Dude, his Fantastic Four was really good.
I have a.
I just want you
He
to know
did.
that.
He
Are you
did
talking
one
about the
of
4-issue miniseries or longer run?
He did the Way Ringo issues,
Mm-hmm.
and then there was all sorts of bullshit that happened during that time. No, I like that one a lot. It got a little syrupy, but it was good kind of syrup. So it was an excellent series.
But he did he did one of the series during Age of Apocalypse, one of the 2, I don't remember if it was Amazing or Astonishing X-Men. And he did one Cyberforce mini series.
What about Kingdom Come?
Nope.
Yeah, I
Don't
don't
own
like
it.
that one either.
Don't own it. I had no look, I like Alex Ross, but that seemed like a played out thing back when it came out. I was already used to the, hey, here's the 20 years in the future version of these superheroes needing to come back and save us. I'm like, oh, you're just doing a less dystopic version of Watchmen. Okay.
Well, which is funny because I mean, Kingdom Come is taken from loosely an idea from Alan Moore, that Twilight of the Superheroes.
Yeah. So I had no interest in that. Plus, you know what? And even Kingdom Come, I don't even consider him the writer.
Right.
He was a script
He's a script
polisher.
guy. Well, I understand that. Yeah.
He wasn't even a scripter. He was a script polisher. That's all he did.
Well, it's, man, I hear you. I hear what you're saying. I like that you're very consistent. I mean, this is like 30 years of collecting comics he's not buying.
No,
You didn't like his Daredevil run? You didn't like his Daredevil run?
Fuck no.
What about Legion of Superheroes when Triplicate last was you know,
in the early to mid 2000s. Now this is before I realized how big of a giant piece of garbage Mark Waid is as a human being. But even back then, I realized something because his name kept always coming up, and I'm like, you know, I never read anything by him. And then I realized whatever company he's working for at the time is the shit fucking company. It's the one that's putting out nothing but trash. So when he's doing a lot of when he was doing a lot of his DC stuff in the 90s, DC was fucking trash. And then he went over to Marvel in the 2000s, and DC started doing some really good stuff. It's wherever he's not is creatively strong. When he goes to a company,
except for you, Sean Gordon Murphy, you don't count this.
When he goes to a company, that company as a whole, I don't know if it's the cause or the effect, but there is a correlation between that company that he is currently doing the majority of his work for, and them being creatively bankrupt across the board. It's always been the case. Something I realized.
Someone whose comics you never read, you got some really strong opinions.
No, I'm not talking about him.
I know.
I'm talking about the coincidence. Oh, whatever company he's working for, that's the company that all the rest of their stuff is pretty fucking terrible. And I left.
I hope Perch does a video on this. He's going to have to do all of Mark Waid's runs in the companies. Well, Doc, you're wrong because while he was over at Marvel.
He was over at Marvel during the Daredevil era, and what the fuck was coming out? It was all their replacement era, all new Marvel now bullshit.
I mean, he has gone to different places. He's gone back and forth, so it would be fun.
I don't know if he's the cause. I don't know if he's the cause of it, or like if he's like a precursor to it, or
he's the harbinger. He's what was that character in Crisis on Infinite Earths that would every time a planet was going to die, it was the harbinger,
herald.
Right?
He is the herald of
the demise of that decade or something like that.
Like Silver Surfer, herald.
Yeah, he's the world's shittiest Silver Surfer.
He's not surfing.
But DC kind of went to shit for like the last year. Well, I guess technically Mark Waid did write that.
He's been over there.
He did. He's been over there. Yeah,
he's been over there and preparing to do work. Again, I don't know if if he comes on and then they go, or if he gets hired because they are creatively bankrupt and they think maybe he can help them out of that.
Oh, I don't know. Help them. I can't wait for World's Finest. Now you've made me even more want to read that.
That was a good book. If anything, I don't like the photorealistic art all that much, but you gotta get used to it. Hunter Killer was the other book that I have by him.
Oh, I remember that one.
That was the one with Mark Silvestri.
Did the artwork.
No, Silvestri did.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the last ones that Silvestri did interiors for.
Yeah, all 4 issues of them or whatever.
No, there was 6 or 7 issues.
6 or 7. Okay.
You're thinking of Vice that Rocafort did the interiors for that came out around the same time.
I see.
Right.
I'm not a big Mark Waid fan, but I would definitely read those Impulse comics with my kid because those are fun. That was a kid that actually felt like a kid.
Too. Oh,
and he had like this really bad ADHD. It was hilarious. He could never concentrate on anything.
I like him. I like that character.
All right, his return to Barry Allen's work he did was really good. I enjoyed that.
Kenneth, you're also more of a Marvel guy. Are you going to be investing in any of these DC books?
There are 3 things that caught my eye. Well, first, regarding Mark Waid, the last thing I wrote from him was the Daredevil one he did. Kind of mixed. It's like I'm not used to Daredevil being cheery and happy. With Daredevil, I feel they sometimes try to make him too much like Spider-Man at times. Like he's fighting Spider-Man's villains at times, and I'm like, no, he can't. I mean, he's a Olympic athlete. You can't beat Spider-Man's villains. They're superhuman. But I won't
He
get on
stole
that. That's
Kingpin
never
from Spider-Man.
Yeah, he
And
did.
you do recall what like the cover blurbs were on Daredevil #1, right? Like in the
That's just
spirit
separate?
of Spider-Man. It
don't
literally
remember that.
references
I
Spider-Man
don't remember that.
on the cover of Daredevil #1.
It needed it, but I
yeah.
don't know if you were reading Shadowland, but that's where Daredevil left, and he was
right,
like
right.
leading
This
the
is-
hand,
right,
and he was
right.
killing fools,
Right.
and he went so dark and deep that there was no
Right.
returning if you
Right.
didn't just like reset.
right.
I don't blame Wade necessarily, but
It was good.
all the guys
there was some
beforehand.
good stuff and some stuff I didn't care for, but that's the last thing I read from Ray. But regarding the Superman Batman World's Finest thing, there were 3 covers that I loved. The Jim Lee cover and the artist who did Batman 3 Joker's West. Who was that?
Capullo.
Jason
Fabok.
Oh, Fab.
Jason Fabok. Love those covers. And the cover with Cyborg Superman fighting the Azrael Batman. Now that's something I would like to see. I'm just saying that cover looked sick. But I may check that story out. It seems intriguing. And
I like this Methinks 995 guy. He says Doc does not know how to successfully communicate with other human beings. And then he says, I want Doc to write a comic. Little do you know, Doc's actual name is Chip Zdarsky. And he's likely been reading his comics for a few years now.
Well, he doesn't sound too
It's a giant fucking game.
Right.
Hey,
and one
man.
more.
No, I like the previous one where he said that I was obese and don't know how to talk to women. That one was great. that one was my favorite so far. Go back, scroll back up. That was a good one.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm a fat fuck.
Wait, he gets attention from women when he's throwing dollars their way.
Yeah, you go.
Goddamn, you're right. You're goddamn right. I do.
He's put 3 girls
they were
through
there
college. What are you talking about?
Hey, you know what?
I
don't know. I don't know if this was an appropriate story. I did break a girl's
It's
back
not an
one
appropriate
time.
story. If you have to think about it.
No, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
No, actually, yeah. You know what? Yeah, methinks you are correct. I am actually Chuck Austin.
You Chuck Austin. Oh.
Well, we got problems now.
Yeah.
Why do you think I'm always doing like making weird sexual innuendos on the show? That's all fucking Chuck Austin.
Oh, that is totally without a doubt. Maybe like you should have a show where Doc just plays the character or the writer or artist that we all want to yell at, and he can take the defense and just take it, or at least
Man,
today he's Bendis, and I'm gonna just let him have
it. That ruined.
Hey,
Johnson.
I may be bald, but my head does not look.
Hold
like
on. You know how they have that Ruin Johnson Twitter handle, and it's got like a concept for a movie, and Ruin Johnson just ruins every movie on the spot. We need a Doc parody account where it's just a critic. Everything sucks. Back in my day, it was better.
Fuck yeah. I'm like that weird Gen X boomer. Fuck you people. But hey, you know what? When back in my day, we had to walk 4 miles uphill in the snow both ways to the fucking comic shop to get $1 comic.
Absolutely. My goodness, you were the definitive, just salty old bastard now, Doc. I've seen the beard. He's got it. You know what I mean? I do. I got the giant fucking beard. He's got a beard down to his testicles. Oh, and that means something because, as he said, he's not the most fit guy anymore. So it's going over. You know what I mean?
He's got that tablecloth, is what it is.
Yeah, he's got the Alan Moore.
Spreads it out,
Right. But one more thing, and the last one is the Batman White Knight with Batman Beyond. I am interested in that because I love the first installment of Batman White Knight. That was very, again, nostalgia, but looked to tell a great story. And there are political things, but not outside politics machinations within the story that was really, really great. I didn't look at Curse of the White Knight. I might pick that up, but this Batman Beyond, it's sort of like Iron Man, right? Because the kid wears a suit that gives him enhances his strength or something.
Yeah, it's one of the GTO's aren't bad armors, I believe. And he lifts, and Bruce Wayne has to stop him. So yeah, more or less like an Iron Batman suit.
Right. But this is like Terry McGinnis is like a legitimate legacy character. That's what he is. He's not because Batman, he's old, he's out of commission, so someone has to take over the mantle, and that I can accept. And how Sean Gordon Murphy, what he can do with him, that has me intrigued. So those are three things I'm intrigued about: Batman, White Knight, Superman, Batman, World's Finest, and the Syndicate versus the Suicide Squad. I can't even think this morning, yeah, because it's like they're fighting the Justice League without no morals, just villains, and I think they can wipe the floor with them. But if the story's good, I'll check it out.
Hey,
Yep.
are we certain that it is Terry McGinnis in the Beyond the White Knight? I literally did not read the solicit, so I just wanted to make sure. Okay,
His
cool.
name was mentioned.
Okay,
Yeah,
awesome.
Yep. Batman's in prison and he steals a suit, so Batman has to break out to save him from his legacy.
I am
potential. Let's get
golden
into
with this.
With these Marvel Comics solicitations, we have the Destiny of X, which is really kicking into high gear in March. We've got, oh my goodness, what do we got? We got Cassandra Nova join the Marauders. That one makes a whole lot of sense. We got the X-Force fighting monsters beneath Krakoa. What else we got? We got a Gambit series from Chris Claremont. We've got Venom Lethal Protector from Dave Michelini. We got a lot of these good classic series going back in the day. Is there another one in there? Am I forgetting anything?
The Carnage.
Oh, there's a new Carnage series from Ram V as well.
Hey, and they let Tinny Howard continue to fail with a new #1 of the exact same fucking comic, except for with a different name.
Right off the bat, Chris
Still
Claremont.
the exact same comic.
Yeah,
That Gambit series. Are you enjoying these, Kenneth? These stories that are taking place in continuity 30 years ago? I love them. Symbiote Spider-Man, Maestro. We got Ben Reilly Spider-Man. We've also got, there's all so good.
Yep. Yes. Because
I did not realize that was what this Gambit book was going to be.
Because they're bringing back creators who know how to write comic book stories to do what they're supposed to do. It's a shame they're not on the main books, because this is what people want to see: great comic book storytelling. You know, hell yeah, I'm loving it. Yeah, Chris, if he can do it. And wait a minute, who created? Because Doc, you know this. Who was the one who created Gambit? Was it Chris?
Chris.
It was
Chris Claremont.
Chris Claremont.
Yeah.
Because he was tired of asking Louise Simonson and Art Adams for approval for anything he wanted to do with Longshot. Because that's the way it worked back then. Longshot was Wheezy and Art's baby. And him using Longshot in the X-Men title meant if he wanted to make any significant changes to Longshot, the same way he had to ask permission to Jim Shooter for major changes to Dazzler, that's why he created Jubilee. Jubilee was the replacement for Dazzler. Gambit was the replacement for Longshot. That way he could write them out of the books, but still have similar type characters in there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But anything else, Destiny of X,
Come on, you got to give Knights of X a try. You know what I mean? You got to leave a little chance of Rooney.
Dark Knights of X. Dark Knights.
All right. You're not a cynical guy. What are you excited for coming out of Marvel? Are you excited for all of it?
No, I'm excited for none of it. This will be a situation where I'm going to find out if the people that have, so I have anything X people that come in the store. And then I have other people that have, dropped a few of the titles, maybe like Excalibur wasn't doing it for them. I didn't really like the magic or the British aspect. So we'll see if they continue on with this X stuff. I think Hickman not being around isn't very good. The portents is not good. I don't think it's nothing's exciting. Marvel's just someone. Tevya said something like, "Why can't these writers write current stories, you know, they are always going to the past, and like symbiote Spider-Man and stuff like that. I think they only allow those writers to do things that we remember. They can't play with the stuff in characters of today. And, you know, I don't know why it has to be that way. Peter David could easily do a very good run on Spider-Man, whether it be Ben Reilly or not. I think he's like the obvious choice. Like, they're looking for a writer right now, and you've got all these other people that you're putting on the Spider-Man book, whether they be good or bad. Peter David's right there. He could his worst stuff is better than most people's best stuff, and he can just put that out like nothing, like nobody's business, you know. He can do all the titles, but they only allow them to work on the old stuff. I'm not excited about any of this. Drew, what are you? I mean, the only thing Marvel's going to be putting out that I know of isn't actually a book, or their only title that I'm looking forward to. They're not even putting out, and that's that FF book.
Yeah, the Alex Ross book, and what, August? That's coming out next year.
Right.
Yeah,
I need it as soon as possible, because that's going to be such a big seller in my store. I just know it.
Yeah, absolutely. I know Sean's going to
wait.
order heavy on it. I can't wait for it. But of all these that we've listed and talked about, honestly, it's the Chris Claremont Gambit book, and maybe the Rom V Carnage series. That could be, if they keep Carnage to being a killer. You know, keep Carnage to being, if they keep the blood up and everything, keep it a violent series, it could be good. But yeah, it's not looking as good as DC's slate is looking, as far as the solicitations go.
Well, they don't have a Murphy, you know, coming on and doing something that's just going to be like, you know, super exciting. You know, he's like the guy that art collectors, comic book art collectors, they buy Sean Murphy books, you know, like in total.
Yeah,
and
we try going to the shows to get his sketches early, but they all sell out like in the first, few hour or so, which is crazy.
He's like a rock star of comics, really. And I mean, I think
he's definitely one of the few artists, especially writer artists, that could truly put asses in seats right now.
Right.
And part of that is because he's done two wildly acclaimed White Knight items before, and he's right back in that wheelhouse.
There is one Marvel book I'm looking forward to, and that'll be Hulk Grand Design. That is going to be excellent, guaranteed.
Who's doing that?
Jim Rugg is doing that, of Cartoonist Kayfabe.
Interesting.
And then, it looks, oh man, his stuff is so amazing. He can do Kirby, he can do Jeff Purves, he can do Todd McFarlane style Hulk, and he's going to do it all in 2 fat books, like.
Yeah, I love that. The Score's X-Men Grand Design. I love that to death. I got the Treasury editions up on my shelf. But hopefully, Jim Rugg, he's a guy, he can change his style anyway, which is insane. So I'm hoping. I haven't seen the art for it yet. Is it out? Is there art for it yet? Or
there's a few. He showed pages on his YouTube channel.
Okay,
they did it was a big announcement, like LeBron choosing where he's going to go type thing. And I can't wait. This is going to be amazing. Hulk fans. Lapsed Hulk fans, people that just haven't read comics in a while, these are like 2 issues. You can give it to your dad when it comes out. It will make sure he has some magnifying glasses because they put a lot of panels on the pages. Because what they're doing in the Grand Design books is they're going through 50 years of Hulk. He's going to go all the way through up until the Peter David or the ending of the first volume in 2 comic books. Wow. And it's going to be a lot of smashing. I can't wait.
Nice. I remember the Fantastic Four one that Tom Scioli did. That was.
I thought it was pretty. He does really good machinery and stuff like that. He has a kind of
very Kirby.
He is very Kirby, and since he was basically just doing the Kirby issues of Fantastic Four. well, I guess he does more than that, but it works out pretty well, with all the machinery and everything. Really good.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
can understand that.
There's a reason why Joe Casey picked him to do, Godland.
Yeah, greatest. Oh my God, everybody! All right, here you go. This is what they're all in print.
Wow.
Your local comic store can get it for you.
That looks amazing. Holy
Yeah.
crap! Yes.
Oh, yeah, we forgot about great design.
Yeah, man.
We were talking about it while you were away.
Yeah.
Refilling the generator.
It's just so strange right now. Is there anything? Has anyone else not talked about Marvel? What they're excited about?
Go
Those
ahead.
two.
Go.
Those two.
Ken, go.
Okay. After the Gamma Story, what were the other two? There was the Venom by Michelini and the Carnage. Was those?
Yeah.
Michelini is interesting because I like his Spider-Man work. I'm not a huge fan of Venom, but if it's Michelini, I may give that a shot.
Yeah, obviously he did the original Lethal Protector miniseries as well. What do you think, Doc? Some of this is exciting. I'm really enjoying the stuff that just goes back 30 years and I don't have to deal with current continuity.
I am too. This Gambit, the Gambit mini or ongoing. I'm betting it's just a like 6 or 12 issues.
I bet it's
that
5.
One, well, maybe 5. I'm definitely down on that one. It's going to fill in some kind of extra stuff between about X-Men 266 to 271. It's so I'm good with that. You're going to get some more stuff there to kind of explain why Storm and Gambit, Gambit was so loyal to Storm, not just but not the X-Men. He was there for Storm. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm definitely looking forward to the Venom Lethal Protector, but I don't like that they're reusing this name, this title. I feel like that there's a lot more story they could tell with Eddie Brock being much more of a piece of shit before he becomes more of an anti-hero. I feel like there's definitely a lot more that they can explore there. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to being an X-Man reader. Very much so.
How does that feel? How does that after all these years, how does that feel, Don?
It feels like giving up something that was fun for a very long time and became a painful borderline addiction. That was relatively healthy for a very long time, but then it got like a bad marriage, I guess you could say.
Admit it though, it started back when they relaunched it, with Kieran Gillen on the book. They had good art, but
no, it was because it was before that. It was
even before that. You're even
no,
the
Fraction
stuff.
Fraction is where I thought that it never recovered from. But so I'm looking at 2009.
He brought Kitty back. That was such a good issue. I love that.
I still hate Fraction on X-Men.
And then you see all the planet that was going to get hit by the bullet, and then they do all this sordid shit.
Yeah.
And then the bullet phases through, and they have to live with the consequences of what they were doing.
Well, that was the Joss
that.
Whedon stuff.
Well, he fixed it because it sucked.
Yeah, and but so I really didn't. I had no real major interest. It started going downhill, really downhill with Fraction, and it never recovered after that. They had no interest in recovering after that. They wanted to keep going down this path. They figured if they just kept going on long enough, people would accept it and people would start liking it again. But that's never happened. They just keep shedding readers. It's like a relationship that you have where the person has changed. They've gone in a different direction. They've changed who they are as a person. And then But
You're only
initially,
sticking around because you got finger tattoos, ring tattoos.
That plus you were in a relationship for, you knew them for the first 25 years, and you're like, I know who this person is. That there's a chance that they can become that person again, and this is just a detour. Until you realize that they have entirely just sold out to being a fucking hoe. And they're like, okay, I could stick around and but no, that's okay. At first you was just going out partying with the girls. Now you're, you quit your fucking job and you got an OnlyFans. You know what? You are no longer the person that I started with. And
George
you
Renner
can't
doesn't
really
believe you. He
recover.
says, Doc, who are you kidding? You're not dropping X-Men.
I have no interest in this. And when it comes to like Jerry Duggan X-Men, I read Rising Stars, asshole. You're not new. This isn't an original idea. Oh, we could use our powers in a combination like a machine. Fuck you, I read Rising Stars. And by the way, Hickman, I read Rising Stars too, because this was your fucking idea. And it wasn't that interesting then either.
But Doc has we're with X-Men, we're right back where we were before we revamped it. It's like it's all over the place. There's no good story. And all the things he was promising us, we're not getting. And now it's right back. We're having Destinies of X. We got Wolverine time traveling to all these different places, claiming to protect mutants while they're still being exterminated. Like things are just all over the place like they were back when. So
I'll tell you what, X-Men, for me, probably when they went to Australia. That's when it died.
The Outback era.
Oh, yeah. Doc. That's Doc's favorite
how you
era.
like that? How you like that? Silvestri can't even draw people that look different. Can't stand it. Dazzler.
Yeah.
And Silvestri. If it wasn't for hairstyles, you wouldn't know who anybody was.
Yeah, Silvestri suffers from the same face.
Yeah, Silvestri's same face, exactly. I was out.
So does J. Scott Campbell, but I don't give a fuck either.
Mutant Genesis. My number one X-Men story, Mutant Genesis. We talk about Claremont's era, but when Claremont was working with Jim Lee, those stories, that's when it popped. That is the best emergence of writer and artist. And also those arcs when they were in space and Shi'ar, and they were fighting those people back when. This Gambit book, now this may not happen. This is a pipe dream, but if this Gambit thing Claremont is doing pops, Jim Lee is just resting. I don't know what he's doing at DC. Maybe they team back up. Go back.
No, he's
Hillary Barter's coming on, maybe.
Give us at least 10 more issues of Mutant Genesis and get a good run.
He has a forever contract saying he'll never go back to Marvel ever.
Oh, man.
He loses limbs if he does.
Let's get Scott Williams. He's got Williams to fill in for him. He was his longtime anchor. Let's do that.
We got Roddy Boy Comics right here in the PI. Back issues of X-Men titles are really great, and I'm going to give that a double thumbs up. You are correct, sir. Go back there and read that wonderful Claremont run. Hopefully we get some of that magic back in this Gambit series. All right, I'm going to let you have the last go on this, Drew. What Marvel Solicits piqued your attention?
It was just, I completely forgot about the Hulk grand design. I love the X-Men grand design by Ed Piskor, so I'm looking forward to this one by Jim Rugg. And hopefully the Carnage series by Ron V is really good. I'm hoping it is. They get back to Carnage being a killer. They stick to that.
Well, he's finding a new host. I'm imagining it's going to be
probably a 12-year-old kid.
No, I'm assuming it's going to be some type of female superhero or killer that's going to, make him discover the inner hero in there. It's going to be anti-hero.
God, huh? I hope not. I hope not.
Thanks for bringing me back to Earth, guys. Yule and Drew. Thank you for bringing me. My hopes were getting too high, but so.
Oh, that's exactly what it's going to be. They're going to be like, you know what? Now we need Elektra to be Carnage too. Because they're already saying that she, first she was Daredevil, then she was kind of like Wolverine, and they were comparing her to Wolverine, and now now, like by giving her a red, white, and blood series.
Wait, no, then they're going to up it. They're going to make her a venomized Carnage. That's what they're going to do.
Yep. Yeah. And now she'll take on this being the symbiote, and she'll break the symbiote of its murderous ways.
Yeah.
Electra?
She might.
Yeah.
That takes a murderer to break a murderer's ways.
Yeah, it takes a murderer. She will instill it only killing bad people.
Well, no, she's already done it because Matt Murdock's been telling her you can't take the Daredevil name and be killing people and stuff like that. So you're right. She will break Venom, Carnage, whatever of all those nasty habits.
You guys remember Xena Warrior Princess, right?
I remember it. Yeah,
Lucy Lawless.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting vibes from Elektra as Daredevil. It's like you can't, if you're gonna use my name, Elektra, don't be killing people. You got to reform yourself. Right. I'm kind of getting those vibes from it. But Doc, Elektra, she was also hunting Wolverine, an enemy of the state, right? Didn't they hire her to bring him down or something?
She was one of the people that was hunting him. Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good Mark Miller book. I like that one.
Here's the last question. We've got Dion. He wants to know, Doc, if Rising Stars gets adapted, do you want to see live action or animated?
Actually, this is one where I want to see a mix. I want to see
Heroes already.
I want to do. Well, they kind of did it with Heroes, yes.
Like Strange World, or like Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
No, not Cool World or Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I want to see like season 1 done in animated because that's like the big bombastic one. I want to see season 2 in live action. I want to see season 3 back in animated. Because they're going
to go with Muppets for season 3. I was like, I like where you're going here.
If you could do the whole show in Muppets, I'd watch it. But otherwise, I'm not watching it. That Piper character sucks.
Because that was very. It was a very 3-act structure to Rising Stars.
Oh my god! The 8 years forward sucks.
It did.
Stand it. Cannot.
Yeah, but like I mean, having
dark like Beyond the Dark Knight is 10 years.
No, it's not that. It was a story jump, and it just fell apart at that time, and I hate JMS ever since. He's done nothing for me ever. He's my Mark Waid
here. Goblin sits here, support the channel. Thank you so much. Which symbiote that is not Venom, Carnage, or Scream do you think has much potential but has been wasted by Marvel? All right, Drew, which one's got the most potential?
Probably Toxin. I think Toxin has it's a good one. The kid with the symbiote, and his dad is one of the armored soldiers trying to take down the symbiotes. Like that's good drama right there. That could work.
What do you think, Kenneth? Which one's got the potential to be big? Is it Null?
I mean, we've had stories. I mean, no, we've seen enough of Null from Donny Cates' run, and even Peter David has used Null in his stuff. Haven't they all been used to extreme? I mean, to be honest, I'm not really big on the current symbiote stuff and which is more popular, which is being used more. So I would think they've all been used to their potential. So.
Sleeper, that's the cat. What do you think? Is that the one? You're a cat guy.
I don't know what you're anti-venom.
Can
cat,
I say
that?
Sleeper.
That's actually not a symbiote,
dude.
but
I know. I don't read this crap. I can't do it, guys. I'm
sorry. I can't do it.
You want me to follow a villain? I have read some Venom. There was some good ones. I like when Flash went to Philadelphia, I think it was. Those were some good ones. Remender, I think, was writing. They had some good art also. But
where he became like a super soldier. Yeah, that was a damn good run.
I read Absolute Carnage and King in Black. Those were fun, but that's all I've read. So I don't really have an answer. Lasher.
There's another one. All right, Doc, time to school these fools. Which one's the symbiote that we're looking for?
Symbiotes in Marvel have become like Speed Force characters or lantern rings in DC. There's too fucking many of them on Earth, and most of them should be gone. So that's the problem. They've removed any uniqueness that made these things interesting. So you know what? The answer is none of them. None of them have any potential. You know which one actually has potential that's being underutilized? Venom. Venom and Carnage, because there's 38 other fucking symbiotes out here that remove any uniqueness that make them interesting to fulfill that potential.
And we see that in everything right now. They don't want to put a Firestorm comic book out at DC. They don't want to put a Speedball book out at Marvel. They want to make sure that, well, Venom's doing well. We'll make sure we spin it off and all this other Venom crap.
19 other fucking symbiotes.
Right. Oh, people like Red X. Well, let's throw them in another Teen Titans book. No, don't do that.
No. Yeah.
This is a
byproduct. These are going to
byproduct.
sell. Oh,
Right.
Sorry.
This is a byproduct. Sorry, this is a byproduct of the Spider-Man issue too. There are all these Spider characters with Ben Reilly, Miles Morales. Now you got May Parker. You have like every new character has to have spider powers, and it takes away the uniqueness of Spider-Man. Like with his origin story, like I want to go to it because I know.
Is it just that they have to pay royalties? Can they really get around paying royalties by making a different Spider-Man? I don't think that's the case.
They're still derivative.
Yeah,
but no, they.
I mean, there's a lot of people that have said stuff like that, but
no, there's no way around that. No, you don't gotta pay royalties to the new guy that created the 17th different fucking Spider-Woman, but you still have to pay royalties to the original Spider-Woman creator because they're all knockoffs of that one. They're all derivatives. Right. So you're not saving any money. The only difference is you're not paying two people. But now it doesn't matter because Spider-Woman was interesting when she'd show up every 4 years. And it was a different one from time to time. Now there's 6 of them running around as a little team all at the same time. Yeah. And they show up every 4 months, not every
same thing with Batgirls and DC Comics.
Batgirls, Robins, yeah. Look, all of these things whatever concept of moderation might have ever existed in comic publishing is completely fucking gone. Like there's not even a semblance of it. It's on moderation exists on Mars, and these people don't have a rocket to get there.
Exactly.
That's what it comes down to. They don't know how to moderate themselves in the slightest bit. I wonder why people get burned out on shit. Why do you need, you need 19 Spider People books to sell the same as you did one copy of ASM in 1985 because you decided to dilute the brand. Stop diluting your brands. Just stop diluting your brands. So that's where I'm at when it comes to symbiotes too.
Right.
All right. Well, speaking of diluting brands, that'll get us to our last topic. We're good. We see that Stan Lee's social media account is being used to sell some NFTs of some of his original characters. There has been outrage. I think some of it is due to everyone thinking that NFTs are going to, destroy the world. And then the other part is people are just upset at the idea of people using Stan Lee's social media account. He's no longer with us out there to hawk products. I can see Drew is shaking his head right now. It sounds like looks like you have opinions on this.
Who cares? He's dead. Who cares? I couldn't care less about any of this. I mean, I'm more concerned about getting to the Colts game in time than I am about what happened, what Stan Lee's image is being used for. Clearly, these people are incredibly bored and have nothing else better to do with their lives. Move on, find something, get a hobby. Jesus.
Are the Colts just a first quarter team? Is that the problem?
Yeah, first half team. Yeah, just they can't seal just can't seal it. Yeah, they can't seal the deal. It's a shame.
Let's talk football.
Doc, do you care? Is that the question? Do you care about Stan Lee being used to sell NFTs? Or is he gone? Did
I think
did I
he's
get
gone.
a private message? He
He's
is
out.
gone. Like,
He's like, I'm good.
Look at the smoke break with 15 minutes left of the show. How about you, Yule? Do you care?
Leave the man alone. He before he died, leave the man alone. Now that he's dead, leave the man alone. Stop posting from this account. Or in the very least, do it like the John Buscema one, where it's just showing John Buscema work. This is a great. Isn't this a funny a panel of Spider-Man that Stan wrote? Or something like that. Stan wrote so many words that the bubble covered Magneto's face. That type of stuff. That's the good old Stan. That's do soapboxes, reprint those. But I don't need any commentary, and I definitely don't need a price tag associated with a tweet.
Well, I think a lot of people, they consider these names brands. I know they've done essentially the same thing with Bob Ross. Several years after he's been dead, he's still on all kinds of paint products and stuff, and nobody from his family gets a dime from it. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's some BS.
And that's the real question I wanted to ask. What does the estate have to say about this? They're the ones.
Well, they were shady AF before he died. I imagine it's the same way. There's a lawyer involved, that's for sure.
I think that shady motherfucker that was running Stan shit into the ground.
His
before
daughter?
He died. No, the fucking lawyer guy. That real, like, obviously, like,
the one who was taking his blood and signing
that fucking
with it and stuff.
Yeah, that ambulance.
Yeah,
that ambulance chasing motherfucker. I'm pretty sure that dude still got something to do with it, and that man has absolutely no qualms about parading Stan's corpse around to sell some bullshit for somebody else.
Do that like he was the Pope originally. He should have been driven to like different comic stores across the country.
I'm shocked that they did it.
I know. Yeah. Jeez,
well, I'm shocked that they didn't
Stan
do
would
that.
Be okay
then,
with that, though. I guarantee that.
Then cremate him and then sell his ashes to get put into comics.
Well, actually, they don't know, but I actually happen, funny enough, to have some of those ashes. Yeah, he's cremated. I'm selling them, by the way, as an NFT. Tomorrow.
Oh, you're gonna sell an NFT of Stan's ashes.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Yeah,
that sounds
comes with the Koa. Yep.
I'll smoke a cigarette and just kind of tap on the piece of paper. How do you NFT that? I don't know, but I'll figure it out.
But no, it's grotesque, but you know what? We've been watching popular media parade the corpses of. I mean, there was a fucking Mountain Dew commercial with Bob Ross, like last year. Stop it. Stop putting dead people in commercials to sell shit. It's just grotesque.
Well, I just remember the one with David Spade and Chris Farley. After Chris Farley had died, they did like a reenactment of the fat guy in a little coat, but from Tommy Boy. And I saw that. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Are you that strung up for money? You need to recreate a scene with a dead guy? I could not believe that.
That was a contractual obligation.
There was
he had one more thing he had to do to get out of contract, I think.
There was a play or a concert of some sort that used the likeness of Tupac. That was like
but that was
Coachella.
That was showing off awesome technology though also, so it's okay.
And you know what? And when it comes to Tupac,
didn't Whitney Houston have a concert also? I think like that.
His fucking mom putting out more albums of him after he was dead than he ever released while he was alive is still kind of gross to me. Because he had so much stuff. I know. It was actually him.
Wait, you're not buying George Perez comics right now? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, he's ain't dead.
I know. He's buy him now.
Oh yeah, I get what you're saying.
I love George
I
Perez.
don't know. I'm kind of in the Drew camp. Like, it doesn't sound like the nicest thing in the world, but I've seen plenty of people do it in the past.
I've seen it. I've never liked it, and and the way that they've paraded Stan's corpse out to sell new products and to promote existing product on a number of occasions now. I still find it more grotesque when Marvel has done it to promote movies. I don't like it. I've never liked it. I it just bugs me.
Right. But you said it when when he was alive, the MCU was literally doing it in every single movie. They wanted those cameos, and they did it a double time after he passed in Captain Marvel with the opening. He was all over. He was all over that opening, and then it said "Rest in Peace, Stan." So,
I don't know. Anyone else have any more strong opinions about this, or is it time to start talking about comic books that we love and want people to read? I think it's time to do that.
Yes.
Give some recommendations. Obviously, I have a comic book, best comic books of the week coming up tomorrow with my good friend Drew. So don't give away too much, Drew. People need to come back for the video. What do you recommended this week?
This week, I've been, since I got to meet Ryan Parrott at C2E2 this past weekend, I've been going back through stuff from the Power Rangers from Boom Studios.
Very nice.
This stuff is just damn good.
Everybody likes Shattered Grid.
Yeah, it's really damn good. And what he did is he took these one-dimensional characters and really made them fully fleshed characters, which is terrific for longtime fans like me. And I can't recommend it enough.
Are you excited for Godzilla versus Power Rangers? Because I am.
Wait, what? That's not actually happening, is it?
Oh, they announced it. I'm making a video on it on Monday.
Wait, what? I'm literally looking this up right now.
Godzilla versus Power Rangers. Absolutely. I'll talk about it on Monday. Announce it this weekend.
I thought that was a hero fight.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what? No.
It's a real comic book.
Because I was going to say,
holy crap, that looks amazing.
Yes, it does look amazing. Going to be written by Cullen Bunn, but Freddie Williams II on art. Yes. I'm all for it.
Ooh, Freddie Williams.
Yeah. Oh, there we go, right there.
Yes. Oh my
goodness.
That guy's most unfortunate thing was following Pascal Ferry on that Seven Sword of Victory that Grant Morrison did back in the day.
Seven Soldiers?
Yeah, Seven Soldiers. I mean, yeah. You can't follow Pascal Ferry. Oh, was it him? Yeah, I think that's who it was. Yeah. You can't follow him.
So Drew's saying get into that Power Ranger stuff, and I say do it too. Get ready for this Godzilla crossover because it sounds dope. Kenneth, you are a man of exquisite taste in comic books. What should the people be looking for this week?
Well, I thank you for the compliment, sir. Now, this is the most recent stuff that I'm reading now. I haven't got to the ones this week. Well, this is probably recent stuff. Got things you guys have talked about in the past. So I'll go through them real quick now. This Black Panther #1, I think you guys discussed it. It grabbed me. I'll give John Ridley a shot because his Batman stuff was blah. But I'm hearing there's some new directions going over there. So I like this story. I will continue it. I hope he sticks the landing. But at 3 issues, if it turns south, I'm out. Next, I told you guys about Devil's Reign. It's very fun. Artwork's great. Love it. Hopefully, again, Chip Zdarsky, when he do short ones, that's his strong suit. Long runs, I think he struggles with that, like with Daredevil. Well, the prison storyline was up, but otherwise, it's good. Donny Cates Thor. This is consistently one of the best books out there. I think of all the books Donny Cates has done, he's doing a fantastic job. And I like how he breaks down these stories in 5-issue arcs, almost like G.I. Joe back in the day with a cartoon, like 5-issue story arcs. But I'm loving this. And let's see. I told this before. Spider-Man Symbiote, love it. Peter David, let him write put him on the regular rotation for Amazing Spider-Man, please. Marvel, what is wrong with you? And my number one book, my number one recommendation is this. Finally, this feels like a Batman comic book. after so long, it's been 5-6 years or longer, but maybe
about
since
that,
Tom
yeah.
King, we have not gotten a true Batman comic. And it's almost like he does a reboot of what's come before. Honestly, I wish he would have even mentioned what come before. Just like, do your thing, do it. But I like where it's going. And in honor of me watching Spider-Man, I want to give my sort of retrospective, an oldie but goodie. Amazing Spider-Man 248. The kid who collects Spider-Man.
Put it in front of your face.
Thank you.
There you go.
There you go.
Thank you, sir.
Look at that cover.
It's the second story, right?
Is
I think it's a backup. I think it's a backup. I could be wrong. Whatever.
I think I have I think I have 247. No, I think this is like a solo story, but yes, but
well, yeah. I mean, I think there's like 2 stories in that book, and that's one of them.
Right.
Never mind. I'm just talking.
No. Yeah, because it starts off with a great adventure, him fighting this guy from the Wrecking Crew, and then it like intermingles with him talking to this kid about him being Spider-Man, and I've
tearjerker.
Yeah,
do they do that in the movie? Is that in No Way Home?
No. I'm not spoiling the movie. No. But this is the first time I've ever been emotional reading a comic book, really, because that ending it just grabs you. Like I didn't see it coming, so that's what I recommend. Yeah, so that's what I'm reading.
All right, you're throwing everybody off. You're just jumping in there and ruining his recommendations.
No.
What do you recommend?
I'm enjoying Amazing Spider-Man right now. They have all the rotating writers and Saladin Ahmed. It has Miles Morales in it, so there's an obvious reason to have him writing the book at the time also. I've been enjoying this whole Ben Reilly bit, the Beyond Corporation, and this last issue was pretty good. I also will second that Batman is excellent. What is that, 119 or 118? Something like that. Yeah, 118. Joshua Williamson's good. And Jorge Molina on art. Oh my God, that was so good. There's other books that are out there, but I just recently read X-Men Annual #3. This is the only, Doc might correct me on this, or will. This is the only George Perez X-Men stuff that's out there. In the book, at least,
as far as I'm aware, yes.
And I was reviewing it, and the action. Oh my God! Like this is just a really simple story. Claremont's not doing anything other than writing nice words, but it's a really good examination of Storm also. And she kicks ass. The X-Men kick ass, and George Perez kicks ass too. There you go.
I think that's the year that George did the X-Men annual and John Byrne went over and did the Avengers annual. I believe they like swapped titles for the annual that year.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, Doc. What are you recommending?
I honestly, there wasn't really much this week that I can very highly recommend. I recommend back issues, like a lot of back issues. And you know what? Actually, Jupiter's Legacy Requiem. It's the last issue before it's going on a hiatus, and then it'll be coming back with issue 7 for the rest of it, because for whatever reason, this time around in this volume, it doesn't go 6 issues of Legacy, 6 issues of Circle. It's just Jupiter's Legacy for all 12 issues. So fucking whatever. But yeah, so I recommend that. And a lot of back issues. Just all the back issues you can find.
All right, so all my recommendations are definitely going to be coming up tomorrow on the channel. You've already heard me talk about Robin and Batman #2, as well as a fantastic finale for Batman the Imposter. But I got this week from my good friend Tim Lim. Look at this hardcover. Iconic Comics, Volume 1 of Black Ops. I make an appearance in this comic book. As far as I know, this is the only comic I've ever been in. He even autographed it for me. And so he sent me that. He actually sent me some other stuff. I don't want to show it yet because I have some ideas on what I'm going to do with it on the channel. And then he also sent me Common America Omnibus
Nice
hardcover. And it is, once again, autographed It is beautiful. You're not going to find anything with this kind of value being essentially being crowdfunded right now. It's absolutely insane that he's able to do this for that price. But these things are brilliant. If you have not read the Common America and the Black Ops stuff, definitely go to iconiccomics.com and get yourself a copy. I do want to say thank you very much to the guests on the channel. We had a great show today. I hope everyone is enjoying the holiday season and getting ready for Christmas. We will be live right here Christmas morning. Are you going to be there?
I'll be there.
You'll be there. Drew will be there. Aaron Sparrow, Eric Green. There's one more that I'm forgetting. But we're going to have a whole panel. It's going to be a whole lot of fun.
Is
No,
Doc
Doc.
not going to be there?
Doc, you're on there, Doc. I don't think so.
Oh my god!
No,
What the fuck?
it's Skip. I
All right, fine.
I thought you had
fuck
plans.
you very much too. I have no plans.
Oh man, it's a 7. Well, maybe not me then.
I'll sit it
I
out.
think
I don't
so.
fucking care, man. It's
If
fine.
you want to show up at noon, Josh has to leave at noon.
All right.
All right. Doc's going to be in for a couple hours, filling in for
Wow.
Josh, and we're going to have a great time. So we'll see you then. I hope everyone has a great weekend, and definitely pray for everybody here in the Philippines. There's been a lot of crazy stuff out there. We saw Ronnie Boy Comics, obviously also in the Philippines. What did he put up here for the last thing?
They said
I've lost
started
it.
raining again. I think that's what he said.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
There's already pretty extensive flooding. Yes, it started raining hard again. Please pray for us. So it's a real thing. We're very lucky here, but not everyone's so lucky. So thank you all so much, and we'll see you very soon right here on Thank You Critical YouTube.
And wash your ass.